we did a shot. We did a shot for
Well,
his
did-
2
did-
memory
month
judge
sub.
me,
We didn't do the
Wait.
shot. Do another shot.
Wait, I did the shot, but wait, did
Yes,
we get?
shots were done. Shots were done.
No,
Apparently,
Wait.
Jesus, Rain, handle your shit.
apparently
Okay, I'm trying to
that
hold
was
them accountable.
that was not.
Wait, hold on. Is
apparently
it
that was
back
not
up?
on
Because
cam.
Marcia is.
You're
Yes,
back up.
I just
You're
went
back up.
It's
up
back.
literally
It's
as
back
I said
now.
that.
If you don't have it, refresh. Holy God, pork butt. Do not
Play anything else.
like play another game or like hit a key or whatever it is you did. Yeah. It won't like that. Yes. Okay. So, anyways,
Wait. So you're saying
what you're
Ghost
saying,
Recon
Dirk-
killed? You're saying Ghost Recon killed the show?
Yeah, Ghost Recon killed the show.
Fucking
we got
Tom
Delta
Clancy.
Force.
took a shot to the freaking forehead.
Oh,
Dirk, that just means that you're for all the cocaine coming out of Bolivia if you don't want him to play.
I know.
How dare
Well,
you.
you know what? Sometimes we gotta let them catch up down there.
Think of all the innocent
We've been killing a
lives.
lot of Bolivians lately. I gotta be honest.
Oh my god.
Please.
Oh god.
Hey, you know what?
Is there a way to see how many?
I feel really bad because in a way, they took that game and just really put it right on Bolivia, right? I'm not sure why they didn't do Mexico. I think they didn't do Mexico because of Trump. They didn't want to do that, right? So they're like, oh, what country can we screw with that really won't give a shit? Oh, it's Bolivia.
my God.
Except that Bolivia actually freaked the fuck out over it, and they're like, hey, come on, give us a fucking break here.
A lot of
Most
guys
didn't
did
just
them.
choose Argentina because they have a history. They got previous, man.
No, just go ahead
So-
and use the go-to that everybody
Bolivia
else
has
has.
a
North
history,
Korea.
too.
That's
So
what.
before we get too into Bolivia, Grifter's asking for us to do another shot.
You're into Bolivia.
Dirk, you're shaking your head like you can't handle another shot. Is that
No,
what I'm
it's
detecting from
not
you?
that. No, it's not that. I mean, believe me, we will do plenty of shots before the night is over. Is there somebody coming on after
I
us,
gotta
by the
show
way?
off my shot glass again now.
there is. I don't
So
know
There
if
is?
it comes.
Solon, Drayden, and myself are ready for another shot.
Yeah, I've
Dirk,
got
are
a
you
shot
ready?
glass already fucking lined up because that's
Yeah.
just how I roll. But
Alright,
I'm just
ready?
asking,
Shots.
do we have somebody that comes on after us?
You do it 2300.
Yes, last week for what was the holiday? St. Patrick's Day. Last week we got an extra hour, but I don't know if that's normal. I think he normally
No, I
starts at
I
the end
called
of
it
the show.
because it was open. I said, well, Drayden will take it. I'm just asking if there is somebody on the schedule for right after us, because that means that we will
I
have
believe
to shut
there is.
down
I don't
on
think it's on the
time.
schedule, but I believe he's been taking the slot the last few weeks. So
Anyways, whatever. Okay, look, we're gonna get over into this actual freaking topic-y thing that we have here. So yeah, the introduction of Upwell Refineries. That was the dev blog. I put it out there in the chat channel before. Let me see if I can do it again. Yep, there it is. Okay, so you know what? I would expect that anybody who listens to this show is probably so up on things that they've already been reading it, and they already know what it says, and they already know that this is a massive change to not only refining, but certainly moon mining, and that will ripple across the entire Tech 2 market of EVE as we know it. Huge change. This will, unless they come out with something just freaking ridiculous at FanFest that will actually land this year, this will be the biggest change by far that you will see in 2017. And I know for some people out there,
I mean,
think
they
that
also
it really
released,
doesn't.
like, those engineering. Well, I guess it's. Oh, that was last year technically, at the end of it. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and while engineering complexes are nice, there are other places that you can build out there. However, when it comes to moon mining, there's only one way of getting the job done, and that was by pauses, and that is going to completely change. It is no longer going to be this passive. You get 100 units or whatever the hell it is you're freaking moon mining per hour, kind of a deal.
and it's no longer a one-person show.
It's no longer a one-person show, correct?
Well, you
I
can,
mean,
but not efficiently.
Yeah. So let's kind of take it from what I'll call the bottom up, okay? And the bottom up is the actual extraction of moon goo itself. So as most of you should know, and if you don't, I'm sorry, we're going to skip over some of the kind of the low-level stuff. Basically you have a pause and you point freaking harvester at a moon, and you
It's
get
like the
100
video
units per
game
hour.
Dead Space, I'm pretty sure. most people at least know what that game is. They call it fracking. What you do is you go to a planet, you
And that,
extract them resources,
harvester,
and then zombies come on your ship, and it creates this whole dramatic like trilogy of video games. So I don't know why CCP is going this route. I don't know if they're trying to incorporate other games, but it's going to be really awkward when zombies take over.
You see, obviously what they're doing is they're branching into the survival horror genre, and with the Kainoki event, they're just going to have Kainoki
CSM leads right here, team.
Kainoki
Yeah.
outbreaks on all
There
of
you
them.
go.
Yeah. Definitely.
I like the
well
term
known for that.
fracking. I mean, I like the term fracking because, look, what this is going to do, instead of it just suck off a moon, all right, it is going to break a
Suck that
chunk
moon
off.
off.
It is going to,
Suck it off.
cause seismic anomalies in Oklahoma and shit like that. It's going to break a chunk off, and is going to kind of like, harpoon it and tractor beam it on
Harpoon it,
into.
like a fucking whale. Like,
You know what?
Moby
Look, I'm not the one
Dick.
who came up
Yeah,
with the
well-
whole harpoon thing. That was
Dude,
that
it's a
was fucking
space
manny,
whaling
but,
station.
whale
So-
wars.
And
Instead of like boss battles, it's gonna be whale wars.
See, we did too many shots at the beginning of this to talk serious. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to keep on the fucking serious level here, all right? Because this is huge. This is huge, people.
It's gonna be
Huge.
big.
Dirk, no matter how many shots we do, when you say suck off, we don't really
I
expect
know,
us to
I know,
maintain
I know.
maturity.
I say
Suck.
things like that to make the people out in the audience laugh, not to make you guys go get all like off channel. Anyways, it's going to frack off this piece of this piece of rock from the moon, right? And it's going to like tractor it on out. And once
the
it finally gets
frack?
there, we're talking about cycles here. We're talking about cycle times, all right, that are going to last from approximately a week out to several weeks. Now, what several means in this game, I don't know. I mean, might it be
Well,
4? Might it be whatever?
And the
okay?
thing with it is it's almost kind of going along the planetary interaction model of extended time, less or
No,
it's gonna
no,
be
no,
the
don't
opposite.
say
Like,
that.
with
Don't
the
say
planetary interaction, it was extended time, less yields. This is gonna be extended time, greater yields.
We
But
don't know that.
more
No, we don't know that. However, we will attempt to find that out tomorrow because that is a question
Oh,
that I
they
have
said
for
it in
Fozzie. It doesn't actually say that in there. Obviously, the longer
When
the
you say
cycle
yields-
time.
When you say yields, do you mean greater yields like per hour?
Yes, exactly. That as long as it takes, right? Okay, so let's say, and this is the question that there's no answer to right now, which I'm pretty certain that you guys can't give an answer to from the CSM, and that is if over the course of 7 days I pull a rock out and it has this much M3 to it, let's say, right? If I multiply that by 3 weeks, let's say, if I go out to 3 weeks, do I get 3 times the size of the ore? Do I get something on? Now, there are some people out there that think that what you should get is an upward curve, that the longer you wait, the more mass technically per hour that you should get, or that there's other people that think it should be on a declining returns kind of curve, similar to PI, that the longer you have it out there, yes, you will get a larger rock, however, it will kind of decline in terms of in terms
I can
of
see
how
that.
much that was per hour.
So if you want to upkeep it less often, you don't get as much as if you were do it every week type of thing.
Correct. So there are different points of view on this as to it, and it could be one of 3 things, right? Either declining returns, or it could be increasing, or it could be just 1 week. Well, if you set it
The
for 2
thing-
weeks, then it's just twice as big, and if you set it for 3 weeks, it's just 3 times as big.
Here's
The
my
thing
argument
with that-
against like some people want to have that like the PI is that I don't want to. If it was up to me in terms of choosing between the declining or increasing, I would not want it to be the highest at a week. And my reasoning behind that is that I don't want to create something that literally is a burnout creator. Like, and
Well-
I think that's something that people don't realize is that people are like, oh, if you're the most active, you should be making the most money on that all the time. Like, well, yes and no, because like when you get to a certain point, it's literally you create something that is just a burnout mechanic. It will make people burn out because if you're not doing it every week, you're not going to be making enough.
Well, on
That-
the other
go ahead.
hand, like my thing with that is, I would almost agree with the increasing. Like the longer you have it run, the more you should get. On the principle of this, yeah, it's less upkeep that you have to do. So like kind of like PI. But the thing with PI is that's completely safe, other than going and picking it up. But no one can go and destroy your PI installations on the planet. They can destroy your refinery. So
Oh,
the
yeah,
longer
no,
you
I'm
have this
agreeing
big
with you.
giant chunk running through, say you have it set for 3 weeks, someone might just wait till 2.5 weeks and be like, okay, now let's blow it up. So they just wasted all that time and they're not going to get the rock out of it. So
Yeah, no,
there's
I
more
completely-
risk involved the longer you have it go.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's what I was saying. I agree with that. I don't like the idea of having every single week at like Friday at 6 or whatever being the most efficient way to do it. I don't like that at all because I think that's just going to create burnout where people are just like, fuck, I got to go mine this fucking rock.
Well, we're gonna get into that, okay? We're gonna get into like the various types of burnout that might occur to this, that might occur with this, because we are getting into something that is more labor intensive, okay? That once the rock gets tractored out to the refinery, right? You then set for your mining drill to explode this big giant piece of rock that came off the planet, or that came off the moon. It then disperses into an asteroid field, and that is where miners get involved. Miners get involved by mining what is now moon ore, and they are the ones that are actually extracting the moon ore, not just the refinery. Okay, so you've got more people that are involved here. You've got labor assets that are involved here. It's not just one dude, setting up a tower, walking away, right? This is no longer passive. This is now moved not only into an active realm, because now you can set various time schedules for the cycle of pulling the rock off, but also you now need minor characters out there, whether they be alts of the person running it, or they be other people within the corp or alliance or whatever it is, to be able to extract this stuff. So we've got a number of different things that are going on here that make this incredibly different from where we are today.
Well, I would assume this is going to drive the price of the moon materials up, simply because it's going to require a lot more people, a lot more effort to go into getting the moon materials, as opposed to just, because before you could have one person running 20 towers. That might be all they did all week, but it's like now if you had 20 towers, you're going to need a pretty sizable group of people to actually efficiently go and mine all that material whenever it comes up.
You really
And
not
so
to
now
jump
it's-
ahead
I mean-
into what
I mean,
you
yes
think
and
is
no.
going to happen with the with the price of
I
things.
like to speculate on economics that I know.
Yeah, I know,
shit
but you're
about.
speculating
I mean-
awful early here.
I mean, yes.
We're just
and
trying
no.
to
I
lay
mean,
out what the kind of what the announcement is.
Yeah. The only
I mean-
downside is I liked doing the moon stuff before, and now it's like I can't just do it by myself. Now it's like I gotta have people to go out and mine it with me.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no in terms of how much effort. I mean, group effort, yes. In terms of individual effort, yeah, like you're not gonna be able to do it by yourself anymore. But I mean,
Are
considering
you
how
sure
much
of that? Are you sure of that?
I mean, maybe you probably could do it by yourself. I don't know if you would want to, though. I mean, I guess if you, well, technically, I mean, you see some of these guys, they got like 15 Rorquals just like to one guy. I mean, that guy might be able to mine by himself because they did confirm that Rorquals will be able to mine it. Regular mining lasers will be able to mine it. I don't think he said at all anything about like whether or not we'll need T2 crystals or anything like that to mine it.
Well, yeah. Well, I think he answered something out on the forums, and it's still kind of up in the air about like what would you think? Should it use different types of crystals, right? I mean, because obviously you're not going to be able to use Veldspar crystals
Well, obviously.
or Morphite crystals or any of the crystals that we know of today. So if you're using a Tech 2 strip miner to be able to do this, then you may need some other type of thing. Now the question is whether or not you use a strip miner at all, or do they, or should they, or will they introduce a different type of mining, laser? But
Well,
am I
certainly
re-rolling
for
that?
crystals, something
I
has
think-
to change because you can't use an Arcanor laser on it.
Am I re-rolling that because it says pork butt one?
Yeah, I think Fozzie said in his dev blog that, yeah, they can use mining lasers, but they're going to be open to suggestions to whatever possibility may exist for, using said lasers.
Well, and it's going to be really interesting in terms of what they released to us for information because, everyone's sitting here talking about how, like, they're just going to put mediums on every rock, or every moon. But, when you look at it, I was like, I could see some situations where people actually might put larges on moons because if you got an R64, one of the things they mentioned in the dev blog was that you will be able to mine within the defensive range of the drilling platform.
So
Now,
you
you
can
won't
be
be able to
tethered.
tether, but you will be within range that someone can man the drilling platform and essentially protect your fleet mining. And that And that kind of all of a sudden I was like, huh, I could see how people would definitely consider maybe putting largest then on R64 moons because they want to protect their fleet mining it, because that's a lot of fucking money in space.
Yep.
Well, and okay, good. I was gonna say that was one of my next question. Do you think that's a good thing that you forgot about it and made billions? I should empty that. Oh fuck! Look at all this money I got.
But
Yeah.
just to give the question that Fozzie answered out in the forums, will the new moon ore require new types of mining lasers and drones to mine? Our current plan is to use the same mining lasers, strip miners, and mining drones that currently mine the existing types of ore. We are interested in hearing what the community thinks about this, however, and are keeping our options open. And again, I come back to the idea that yes, a regular Tech 1 mining laser, or strip miner, or even a Tech 2 without crystals obviously works. Mining drones work. But if you want to take full advantage of a Tech 2 strip miner, it takes crystals, and there are no crystals out there that are called cadmium lasers, laser crystals, or anything. So that would be that would be a new thing. But again, the idea is it brings this big giant rock in, you blast it with the freaking drilling laser, and there's some question in there about when that actually happens, whether or not there might be some variability in when it actually happens. But it blows it into this asteroid field that you then have to go mine to get this stuff. Let's just start from there before we start getting into speculation about what we think Tech 2 prices are going to go to, or Moon Goo prices are going to go to, or things like that, right? Because you'd have to get into what's kind of driving that. Is this something that we think a lot of people are going to want to be involved with? I mean, right now, almost every moon that can make money out there probably has a pause on it that is being extracted from right now. Do we think that we are going to have every moon out there have one of these things on it? Again, you're gonna have to build a new structure. Pauses are gonna be dead. They're gonna be gone. You're gonna have to build a new structure to put it on all of these moons out there, and then have somebody who can come by in whatever the cycle time is that you set in order to kind of mow the lawn for this field.
I mean, I don't think finding people to actually do it is going to be an issue. I really don't, because of the fact they already mentioned that the price of the ore, or whatever, the goo ore, the gore.
The gore.
Yeah, whatever the
Algor?
moon gore. They have already stated that it's going to be worth more than any of the ABC ores out there. So you're gonna have So it's going to be highly valuable stuff that they're mining. So I think finding people to actually mine it is not going to be the issue.
The question, all right.
Here's the thing.
When you get into saying something like that, it may be worth more, right? And again, the market will be able to kind of determine that, right? It may be more, depending on how big that field is, though. You as a miner might be better off just sticking to mining what it is you know best, which are anomalies. Rinse and repeat. 60 seconds later, they respawn, and you continue mining them, as opposed to moving to this asteroid field of moon rock. Okay, at this moon here, and then there's another moon in the system, or maybe the next moon is the system over, or at the distant part of the constellation, or the next constellation over, depending on how your shit is set up, right? Moons are all over the place.
Well,
well, you already have a situation where people might want to move. You're effectively just saying, there are all these very small, limited, extra asteroid fields that I can mine, and the market will take care of the pricing of that. If people don't want to mine it at 400 million ESC an hour, they'll mine it at 600 million ESC an hour or 800 million ESC an hour.
Correct.
It's just like, when is the risk of having to move your shit one system over going to be worth it?
Well, that's just
the other thing I was
come
gonna say
down to
real
the
quick.
per hour thing, right? And the per hour thing in the case of moons will also include moving, because once that's gone, it doesn't come back until the next cycle comes back around again, and the next rock
real
gets
quick
exploded.
though, here's the thing that I was thinking is, you're gonna get these people to mine the stuff for you, but how many of them are gonna skim off the top? Like it's like you got your army of cocaleros out there mining your coca fields.
Oh, Jesus.
See, that
You're
won't
gonna have
matter.
some of them
Trading,
stuffing that.
Coca-Cola.
You're
Yeah,
gonna have
but
some of them
that
putting
won't
that in their
matter.
Number
pockets
one, this is
on the way
why
out.
all of your miners have to come in just wearing their underwear, okay, so that you can
Oh,
check
oh,
them
no,
for
no, I
diamonds in
mean-
their ass on the way out.
Well,
That actually is covered by
use
the thing that Marsha Malo is actually saying in
That's
the stream
right.
now, and that is the mining ledger. And that is where that is covered.
So far
because-
down the dev blog. But I get where
I
you're
know.
going
I
with
didn't want
this
to get
thing.
into it yet, but that's where that's covered. What he's talking about with skimming off the top.
They are putting in this thing called the mining ledger or whatever, okay? And when you explode your rock and the asteroid field forms out there and everything, it will keep track of who is mining that asteroid field, whether they be friend or foe, and it will keep track of all of that so that you can find out whether or not your Cocalero is stealing from it or whether some freaking ninja
it'll
has
try
come
to
in.
say who's
come
friend
in.
or foe, but it keeps track of how much they're actually mining as well.
It will keep track apparently
Okay,
of all of
'cause
that.
I was gonna say,
I will scroll
you're just gonna
way
get
down
spies
deep
coming in
into
there and
this.
mining it and taking it.
The
It's
mining
like
ledger,
it's
with
like
this
the
new
new,
activity around
Siphon.
the moons of New Eden, the corporations claiming the moons will need new tools for tracking what's going on in their territory. The mining ledger is the new open-ended tool for refinery owners to keep track of who is mining in their belt. Each refinery structure with an active moon drill will keep track of all the mining done in its associated belt, logging the character, corporation, ore type, and amount mined. This will allow refinery managers to share profits, or request fees as they see fit, allowing mining operations to more easily organize themselves and allow corps and alliances to see who has been ninja. What the hell is that thing that just crawled across my floor? Anyways, sorry.
It was your self
And to track ninja miners.
Time to set
okay?
the house on fire.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was like, yeah. Anyways, so this thing will do that. Now, you know what? While we're on this topic, real quick, look, I think that this is way too much free intel. I got to be completely fucking honest here. This is way. You either trust the people that are in your fleet, which is part of Eve, trusting people and knowing that they may rip you off. Shot time? Shot.
It's shot time.
Knowing that if you're not
Hold on,
there
my
to
shot
watch
glass is
your
gonna be from
far-flung moon
Oktoberfest.
and you bring in and your asteroid belt is out there, because the asteroid belt will form for two reasons. One, you hit it with a drilling laser when you want to, or two, if you don't hit it, it will ultimately decay into an asteroid field, thus allowing somebody to come by and ninja stuff off your field if you're not there paying attention to it.
Kind of like
Do
a
you think it's
replacement
too
of
much
the siphon.
information that it tells you who's mining?
That it tells you who's mining. No.
If you want to go lore-wise, I'm assuming
No.
a big giant station right there could be like, that guy's mining that rock, and it looks like he's pulling this much out of it. So I mean, you could
So what do
come
you
up with
think is
some
too much
lore.
information then?
It's when there's a giant structure
Or
on
type
the
and
field
amount
with you
mined.
right there. I don't know
the
if
combination
it's
of
necessarily...
all of it.
The thing about that is that
there is a part of me that sits there and wonders, you know what, should you know that anybody mined off your shit? Guess what? Maybe you should pull it all in and find out that, you know what, instead of 100,000 M3 worth of, worth of stuff that your boys should have been bringing in, guess what? There's only 78,000 because, some dude put it off into his own little pocket.
You could have like a
Yeah, but
scanning
that's
skill that
literal
reduces
fucking-
the effectiveness of the ledger.
That's also,
I'll take this.
literal
So
fucking
here's the reason
space
why
accounting.
you want to have that, because there's certain things in the game that we like to rip people off, we like to scam them, whatever. This is Eve, but the thing is,
But not
You have-
moons.
no, that's not true at all. Trust me, there are plenty of goons who would fuck over other goons. No, the problem though is that when you reach a point where that scamming is actually going to remove gameplay from others, and I'll get to that. So let me finish this. That's where you kind of have to start drawing the line. So, for example, there's been a big argument in terms of the 0% taxation in Citadels, in that it doesn't show up, and it's one of those things where it's like, well, should we show that? Like, if you were to give a corp API and you have 0% tax, and I right now I'm going to say this, and a bunch of corporations are about to go do this, I know, but if you have it set to 0% tax, it does not show up in your corp API, so you can essentially like tax evade with structures by setting that. And it's been a big argument. Well, that should stay because you should trust your alliance. Here's the problem: is that if they didn't change that, if they don't change that, because we asked that they need to put that in, every alliance in nullsec is just going to slowly start, basically eminent domaining every structure by corporations to say, look,
Yes.
it exists.
Yes,
and
exactly.
As long as it exists,
It's called totalitarian rule because you don't trust motherfuckers.
Exactly. And so here's what's going to happen is if you don't have that mining ledger, essentially alliances are going to be like, look, we would love to have you guys mine it and you could make some money, but we can't trust anybody. So we're literally just going to have an elite few that have to mine it, and then their lives suck, but hey, that's what we're going to do because we can't trust anybody. And that's kind of where you have to draw the line. It's like if it's making it so that there's people who would normally be playing that now are not going to be able to actually participate in it, that's where you have to start thinking about it.
Well, you could just have your security force in space, looking at the ledger, real time. You're like a pit boss, and
analyzing.
Yeah, just real time analyzing.
The ledger does not
yeah.
real time.
That's something that we...
If they see one anomalous, drop off, then it's time to dish out the justice.
So basically, Graydan, what you're saying is that we need to be like...
years ago when that dude was ripping me off for goddamn Arcanor out there because you know what? He wasn't dropping it into the can that he was supposed to.
We didn't have a ledger.
And that's another question that has come up regarding this ledger thing. That if you can create this for moons, why can you please create this for general mining fleet operations?
Maybe it will. Who knows? I mean, they did say in the dev blog.
Sullen Decimus just said that this is going to be coming to regular fleet.
Yes, that's exactly what I said.
Maybe it will near you. It's been considered strongly.
At the end of the day, that's more of a concern from like an Intel standpoint because that, right now what this is doing is it's replicating the function we already have within the game in that exactly how much. Yeah, you know exactly how much ore is being pulled in by all of your R64s and your R32s because you'll track that through the API.
But that's
and right now you can't. You wouldn't be able to do that. And maybe you can make the argument that is that necessary 100%. It, can for smaller alliances whose alliance income is basically just Moongoo, that is kind of important to them.
Yeah, think about that.
Go ahead.
Think about that, right? So you've got now this giant ledger of 50 people who are mining for you. Who the hell wants to do that paperwork to track down to make sure you get all that payment?
And I agree with you.
And that is one of the things, right? Is that you've got the tracking of who mined what, right? But now, do you as an alliance, or do you as the mining foreman of that group, are you tracking down what actually gets deposited, right? Like, I know Bob over there mined, all this freaking cadmium, along with all of the other, little slaves that I had out there working in the field. But I don't know necessarily what he actually deposited into the cadmium bank that day. I don't know what it was that Manuel and Jose and whatnot also deposited into the cadmium bank that day.
You don't.
Why are they all Mexican names?
Yeah.
Well, because I'm thinking. No, it's not. It's got nothing to do with races. What it's got to do with is it's got to do with the fact that look, when you need freaking farms like Manhandle and whatnot,
I'm sorry,
you bring in the professionals.
We would do Lithuanian names, but we just don't know anyone.
So Rodin's making a good point of saying are you fucking kidding me? This is spreadsheets online and we're complaining about, quote, too much shit to account for. And I think that's a good point because players will obviously always be able to account for things.
The problem here is not so much just the people in your own fleet that will rip you off and things like that, right? But it also lights up who it is that's coming and ninja-ing off of you when you are not bothering to watch what's going on with your moon field.
I mean, the important thing about
that
suggesting,
Dirk, that it's also perfect? Are you suggesting that it's perfectly fair to have to literally have cloaky eyes on every single
I think that,
moon
what? If you want to, overextend yourself in this particular case, to the number of moons that you hold and, have these things either you break them up into asteroid fields, but your miners aren't ready to get there yet, or they, decay into asteroid fields. Why should you be given notice of who is freaking ninjaing off your shit?
It's not live.
I completely understand. Yeah, it's also not live. We made sure to ask for at least a 24-hour delay. You're not going to be sitting there and able to, watch what people are doing via Intel. That's not the point of it. The point of it is
No, it's not immediate. It's not immediate, is what you're saying.
Who the fuck owes me money? You know,
Yeah,
you
that's the
don't
only
know
thing
where
that's
the fucking shit's going.
You're not gonna you're gonna get nothing out of this other than the next day, like, son of a bitch, who the.
And one of the
We
things
just
we
got
should
half
point
our
out
shit
here for any of
robbed,
you
like-
who, like, you know, remember these things called siphons, those are being phased out. There will be nothing like siphons before. Now, if you want to interdict what is coming in, from these moon operations, it is going to be that you have to go out and ninja mine these things. So you've got to, like, blops in some freaking, like, little ninja miners and get out there and and do that shit.
Yeah. But
So
that's
siphons are gone.
Sounds
That's
like a
actually
lot of
concern
effort.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not super fond of the idea that the best way to kind of, on a fundamental level, get money from someone else's shit is not to drop PvP ships on them.
Hold
I'm
on.
concerned about.
You're
how that might
absolutely
impact
correct,
the game.
Jen. Jen, the way of guarding your coca crops out there, right, is to make sure that you've got, like, freaking caballeros that are riding around out there and making sure that
you gotta
nobody is
have the
coming into your
slaves
coca
on the
fields.
plantation.
Not Caballero, it's
Oh my God.
Sicarios.
Sicarios. I'm sorry.
I love how we're
You've got some. That you've got some, like, bro Steefuses
We've
out
been
there.
playing a lot of
you
Ghost
know-
Recon, if you couldn't tell.
It's a Santa Muerto way of life, bro.
Yeah. All right.
Santa Muerte.
All right. That yes, you would patrol this shit. However, there are groups out there that are too overextended in the moons they have, that they don't have eyes in the local area to notice who is coming by. Yet this will signal to them who is coming by. And there's a part of me that sits there and says, part of this overall scheme, should not be necessarily providing excessive intel to people, simply because you can defend your structure, but you aren't going to, like, actually put your eyes on these things because you're overextended.
Yeah, but
So,
what if
I mean,
you...
so yeah, they're gonna get intel saying they're getting robbed, but if they're overextended, as you said, it won't matter. They're still gonna be getting robbed until they drop down to what they can actually manage. I mean,
That's
at
true,
the,
too.
at the end
That's
of the day,
true, too.
some of
I
that
give you
is kind of the fault of how CCP laid out the moons, because they weren't originally designed with an active mechanic in mind. If you for example, in Delve, there's probably like 200, 300 moons that are worth mining right now.
It's a lot of
If-
moons.
Yeah, like, if you try and put eyes on every single one of those moons, and Goonswarm right now, I don't think anyone's gonna say, oh man, Goonswarm own a fucking region. They're way too overextended. No one's gonna make that argument, right?
yeah, I mean, the people this is gonna hit most are people who live in
You
regions
make that
that are
argument.
low activity, and they just own all the moons, and they just enjoy the fact they're collecting all of this income, despite the fact that, like, they really have overextended themselves, but no one's attacking their moons because people are just like, I'm not going to attack that pawn.
Well, it's really
not worth
gonna
my
it's
time."
gonna affect, I think, a lot of the renting schemes out there, like in the north and in Russian space, where it's like, I mean, a couple people owning like 50 R64s, and that's fine under this current system. You can manage that with a really small team of people. But now, there's a lot of
Well, now
people
you
in
just-
this
now you
game,
just
especially in
sell
the
them to the
renter.
renters, though.
Well, in the renting parts, like, look, most renters are single
Matt Cannibal
solo
can't win. Matt
entities.
Cannibal can't win. What?
Yeah, most of the renters are solo
You guys
players.
came in here throwing a freaking thing at me, and it's like, you know what? No, I'm just,
Getting all hostile.
I'm nullifying his N-word comment.
Oh, he was just joking about it.
No, he meant it. He meant it. He's a hater.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He thinks the show is awesome, but he was just joking with you.
I'm kidding, dude. It's like, come on. God damn, Sullen, you gotta
learn to play
you
the
gotta let the
fucking
drama
straight man.
roll out a second.
But no, it's gonna affect. I think it's gonna affect
roll the
renters. It's not
drama
gonna
right here.
affect the people that are fucking.
It's gonna affect people with a really, really low kind of leadership quotient. It's gonna affect people who have, one or two people currently who manage a lot of alliance affairs, Moons being one of them. And that's gonna really hurt people. Like,
Well, it's gonna be interesting
Shadow
because there's a
Cartel
lot
and-
of a lot of groups in this game that are really, really, really shitty at delegating shit because they know they're infiltrated with spies, and they don't want to delegate shit because they're like afraid of risking shit. And so it's gonna be interesting when they can't just manage it all by themselves and like superhero their way through it. And I think it's going to create a lot of stress on them. I think there's going to be groups like, Goonswarm, Test, Pandemic Legion, wherever they decide to like farm at, they're going to be fine. But like these other groups that maybe have one person, like the Culture, or fucking Ragnor's like sitting on top of his little hill, being like, "Oh, I'm Ragnar Bile, like I control everything." Like they're going to have issues.
Fucking good Ragnar impression. You know, like 6 out of
Thanks.
10 though. You didn't like mimic a baby crying in the background.
Well, I didn't
so-
put in the European accent, but I didn't want to offend you because you're European as well.
European. Yeah, I come from
You're
the fucking
European.
planet Europa.
Might as well. Fucking
you.
space police gonna eject you from this convo.
Yeah, shut up, Jin.
Jesus.
Yeah, and Gabir says in there, what about Little Corpse, right? I think
Yeah.
this really
Yeah.
moves them fundamentally.
Well, I think
out
that's
of
an interesting. I think that's an interesting point as well because there's all these people in LoSec that are complaining about just. I mean, I don't know. LoSec complains about something every week, and I don't know what the fuck it is they're complaining about this week.
I actually
But-
think that, I actually
well,
think
here-
they
here's
have
the thing.
They have a case here. They have a case to be made here, but
Because
I
mining
don't
and
want to get
low-sec-
on to I don't want to get on to LoSec just yet because that is a larger subject. So
That nullsec
I was
oppression.
just say like mining in low sec is probably, in my opinion, one of the most dangerous things to do in the game.
Stupidest things
And
to
so-
do. It's not
Well,
dangerous. It's
yeah,
stupid.
and so like
it's not
Getting
lucrative enough for
Moon Goo-
the time wasted doing it. And I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Noisy.
so
I know that you are one of those ninja guys out there in freaking LoSec, but we'll get to that in a second.
What are we getting to now, though? Shots?
Well, no, well, I mean, we've already
Yeah.
done some shots, and if you guys want to do another fucking shot, we can do that. When you look at this, right, and I'm trying to get kind of go through the process here, which we've sort of like skipped all fucking through on this. When you look at this new method, right? Again, you're talking about pulling in human resources from this game that one would think if you want to protect your moon goo asteroid field, right? You want to get your miners in there as quick as possible, all right? And again, because of how spread out moons are, especially the ones that you really want to hit, when they're first coming out of the initial extraction phase. Look, you're going to have to put your people on trucks and you're going to have to move them from this farm to that farm over there. And that farm over there may be in another county over. And then when they're done there, you got to move them over. This is not about just, taking care of business necessarily in one system. It's about moving them around your space when this shit comes out. That could be taxing on the people who are, and it's going to be different based on the organization, right? Smaller groups out there that are going to want to partake in this, they're not going to spread themselves out too far. They're going to try and keep their shit local, but they're also smaller, so therefore their number of miners is probably going to be smaller as well. Larger groups will probably be spread out more. Maybe they can tap into a large enough supply of people out there that to do this moon, then somebody can go, off to doing whatever it is they do, and they run another fleet over to here. It's really changing up the game for how this is done because miners are kind of a special breed. They want to be paid for what it is that they're doing, even if that is like below minimum wage jobs or something. They still want to be paid. It's one thing to call a mining CTA once in a while to keep up industry levels. It's another thing to sit there and say, get on the back of the freaking truck here, boys. We're going over to Farmer Bob's field.
Hey, Dirk, you
So
gotta
basically, what
watch
you're
out.
saying is that
Don't
we need indentured servants, not slaves.
don't be mean to the Cocaleros, man.
I'm not being mean to the Cocaleros because I feel
until-
bad for the Cocaleros in a way.
I think there's a way that you could
Maybe we
almost
should
you
help
could
them
almost
unionize
extort
then.
like blood money and be like or protection money, and you could like an entity like PL or Goons or somebody could come close to one of these people and be like, hey, you guys can mine this moon, no problem. If you pay us a little bit here and there, we'll leave you alone. I think it'd be great to extort people.
It comes down to who owns the mine and who is who is deriving the benefit from
Have
this,
you
right?
paid protection money to the space police?
If you were going to
Dirk.
call your farmers
It's
out
my money,
there
bitch.
to hit this shit, right? It's one thing to call them out on a once in a while basis. It's another thing to have them be the field hands for multiple fields across your territory. And this is where it gets into, I don't know, is this sustainable for groups? And I'm not talking here about Goons, okay, or maybe the Imperium or some of the larger, stable, nullsec residing alliances. I'm talking about across Eve, because again, right now we are talking about moon mining that is taking place across this entire universe of Eve. that is feeding into the supply stream of the Tech 2 market.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this is something that I have personal experience with because I run a lot of reaction farms and I used to run a shitload of moons. Like, I used to run 70 odd moons for the Coalition. Sorry, not for the Coalition. Basically personal moons. I ran 70 personal moons of reactions plus some mining. So I'm very familiar with how this works in terms of like how much ISK it can generate. It's a fucking lot of money. And it is kind of necessary to some organizations, but I think we're just going to see people react to it. There is just going to become, you know, for example, in Provi, what we're just going to do is we're going to have a central holding corp just take all the moons, and then we will just rent out the usage of it to people. So like, hey, you can mine it. Here's when it comes out. You could have fun.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
and this is one of the things where I wish Judge was on right now, because that's something that CO2 has been doing for a long time, is that they've basically been leasing out their moons for a base price, and then your role was to get the value added over the moons in this system. I'm going to do a shot here real quick, but I do want to read something that I wrote up today because I think it is actually relevant.
Shots.
Shot. And this was something that, as I was putting together notes for tomorrow's interview with CCP Fozzie, that I put together. CCP Fozzie, architect of FozzieSov, now turns his eye to repealing and replacing moon mining as we know it. This new policy initiative, clearly written by lobbyists representing Goonswarm's industrial wing, will create high-paying jobs for miners displaced by cheap high-sec labor and technological innovations like the Rorqual. In other words, Fozzie and the team will make mining great again. Except in low-sec, fuck those guys.
I mean, it's not like it's going to be any worse.
But mining has never been great in
low-sec.
low-sec.
In general sucks ass. Cause...
No, it'll be worse because before
mining's
low-sec,
never been
you
great in
go
low-sec.
and pick up materials
However,
out
they
of
have
tower, it's safe.
participated.
Now,
mining's never been great in low-sec. However, they have participated in moon mining. Okay, because once you put the pause up and you went basically passive with the extracting, it was about defending the pause from somebody coming and doing something to it.
But I'm just sorry.
The pause is safe, then you just go pick up the materials. Now you have to go out and mine it out in open space. You're gonna get
they just need to grow some huevos and move out to nullsec and stop bitching.
Is that a healthy attitude though? To say, your entity wants to shoot people, get the fuck out of low-sec. Well,
I mean, low-sec's the middle ground between the high-sec and nullsec.
It's not just that though. We should not in Eve, okay, from for the I'll call it the good of the supply, the good of the economy or whatever. Okay, want these moons that do exist in low-sec to go untended, because you know what? No. It's not worth mining the fields that would have to be there for this.
But will they go untended? I mean, would it be a mechanism to create like a different power block in low-sec? I mean, does it have to be low-sec exists as it is forever and always, or will it maybe force these people to like group together and protect that shit?
Yeah, at the end of the day, your assumption there relies on the fact that currently low-sec powers are different to null-sec powers. Are you assuming that they won't change in response to external stimulus?
I mean, they might. It might be worth it to like band together to protect your little like field that you can harvest, and in that case, you can't operate on the same 10-person level than you did before. If you want to play in the moon game, you have to make friends. You have to like get on a level.
I don't even know nullsec wouldn't even do that though. Nullsec would not necessarily go and take a freaking moon in lowsec and sit there and go, yeah, you know what, screw it, we're gonna because you can't protect it in the same way that you can out in nullsec.
Well, in that case, isn't that just
because you got to bring miners in? You got to bring your miner
more
bros
things
in.
For smaller groups to do, where they can go into lowsec near an entity and not get shit on and have some alliance level income. Isn't that good?
Well, except that you've got to put up the structure. And if you put up the structure there, then these groups that just really want the fights that are from low-sec are going to come fuck your structure up.
I'm going to laugh.
Not if the space police are there to help fucking rule of law.
Yeah, man.
Wait, so what you're saying
I mean,
is
two you ain't defending all that shit.
You're making like the most dichotomous
fucking
argument
Enos and...
You're
making
the
what was the other guy's name?
I'm gonna laugh when CCP drops a bomb and just makes it so that lowsec is the best mining in the whole game. Period.
Okay, all right. and since you say that, I'm going to bring up a theory. The true sec kind of thing right now that basically says true sec that is closer to Empire, right? what do you want to call it? Low, high? Let's call it high, okay? And that
High
ultimate,
as fuck.
ultimate high as fuck, and then ultimate
They
true
should.
sec, okay, minus 1.0 is low. Let's just use that as a spectrum, right? My idea is this: if I were adjusting moons right now, I would sit there and say, and not moons
Why would
themselves,
they let you
but the
adjust
actual.
moons?
Well, hold on a second. I don't want all moons to be created equal. I want them to be different based on where they are out there, because I want some kind of like change to this idea that everything's the same no matter where the hell it is. And I would sit there and give some sort of bonus to, you know, call it extraction or whatever the hell you want to call it, the closer it is to Empire, as opposed to what we have right now, where ores that you mine and rats that you kill are better in lower TrueSec systems. Why don't we reverse that for moons and make it so that, you know what, look, you're more susceptible to raiding, but it will have a higher value. You will be able to get more out of it the closer it is or into low sec, and therefore make those low sec moons actually highly valuable.
Well, yeah, the risk versus reward, you know, mechanic.
At the end of the day, it's still going to be valuable. Like, it's going to be
Now, there's a
high
difference between
ISK per
valuable
hour.
and all things are valuable everywhere, you know, equally. I hate fucking equality. Equality sucks.
Wow.
It
Brave
just
words right
does,
there.
and we all know that privilege.
So, the thing is, at some point, you are going to have to get the ISK per hour, like, market-wise. It's going to level out at a point where it's highly beneficial.
Every
for
time
you to
someone puts
just
his head down, I
mine.
swear to God, he's hitting another line.
Yeah.
Dude, are you like, dude?
Hitting
Because that
another
would be
line of
baller
pizza
for
right
open
now, man. I'm
comms.
fucking
Even I
starving.
won't do that.
He's just going to go get some flour now. He's going to fucking
does,
dust
you know,
off
have
his
something
nose.
on
Every
his
time I sit
Powdered
mustache.
down,
sugar.
I'm gonna add like a sound effect.
Perfect.
Like every time I sit
Yeah,
down.
exactly. Inhale your cheesesteak.
I'd rather use man enough to do coke.
I don't know. It was, you know, it was something that I saw come up. I can't remember now if it was on the forums. I think it was on the forums because that was the only one I could not go to Reddit or whatever. You know, where there's this idea of doing some sort of inverse to what we already have, right? Don't allow moons to be equal across all space. Allow them to be higher value where there is the most susceptibility to conflict creation.
So you're saying like put more of like the R64s in low sec, or are you saying like low sec gets
Not
greater
R64s,
yields?
because under my theory, what you could have is, depending on where it was, right? Who knows? And depending on how they deal with this whole cycle time thing and all that kind of shit, as to whether or not you get escalating or de-escalating scales and things like that, maybe if what you had was, say, I don't know, an R16 that was really deep into low sec, you could actually mine the shit out of that and and generate as much ISK as an R64 in, say, 0.1 space or negative 0.1 space.
Well, the problem
but not
with that,
as
though,
much
is
as
that
a
the moons don't work that way
thing
right now.
further out in negative 1.0.
the moons aren't like distributed in that way currently, though. You have R64s and low sec. So what
Yes,
you'd
you
be
do.
asking,
I'm not talking about, again, I'm not
You-
talking
yeah,
about
you're
R64
asking
or
about a
32. I'm talking
redistribution
about the
of
yield
the
that you
moons.
generate from extraction.
yeah, no, you're asking for a redistribution of the moons for that too.
No, I'm not asking for a redistribution. I'm asking for using TrueSec as a multiplier for what it is your extractor pulls out from that moon.
Right.
So that basically, look, over the course of let's say a 7-day cycle, right? That the TrueSec matters to this, just like it matters to other structures out there for what they generate in terms of ores in a belt or things like that, right? That it just matters and can somehow, how do I want to word this? Shit, I fucking worded it way better earlier, and goddamn it, now I need to fucking write it up like in one of these days for a story or something like that. INN 500 million ISK. That basically you get some benefit based on where the moon lives, right? Not just that a moon way out in freaking Omist is exactly the same potential extraction as a moon, I don't know,
Right next to
in
Jitter.
downtown freaking ghetto Losec.
Well, didn't they have some sort of intent on some of that? Because when you look at the results from your scans, right, sometimes it's a 2-factor, sometimes it's a 1-factor, right? So they have the capability they could do something like that. I just don't agree that they should do it in Losec. It's just dumb.
I don't necessarily believe that they should do it based on that or the moon itself, right? It's more along the lines of, if you put up this thing here, you get a bonus based on the true sec of the system to how much you can extract over the course of a 7-day cycle or a 14-day cycle or whatever the cycle times are that they come out with.
Just sorry, the thread, like people talking about Losec is like Newark, New Jersey.
Well, it is, and you've already heard this whole thing out there. And look, I'm not some like Losec apologist or anything like that, but what I don't want to see is moons kind of go unused or whatever because of the location they're in, because they're not deep into your cornucopia of, like, you know, they're not deep into the womb of nullsec. All right.
Well, why would adding
they're
more
easy to be
minerals?
mined.
Why would adding more yield that you've got to crunch through make that more valuable though? Like what you're saying is that if you're in you know,
because it's technically more valuable once you've increased the value of it.
Losec. I fucking love Losec.
No, we're not hating
We're not
Losec
hating on
at all.
Losec.
Jen, why are you hating? You don't have to yell because you're hating.
I'm yelling because I'm annoyed.
No, like I don't know, like.
I think it's funny because we actually brought this up. The CSM as a general actually brought up specifically how Losec was like basically getting bent over a table with this change.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about it though is it's one of those things.
You brought it on. You brought it up and you said, "Hey guys, Losec's getting bent over a table on this," or you brought this up like, they're so fucking getting laid over a table.
No, actually the first one. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, actually the first one. I remember we all kind of commented like, "Man, this is gonna fuck Losec," and it's one of those things though where it's like, you know,
I think the words "Rip Shadow Cartel" were involved in our discussion.
What'd you say?
I think we actually just said "Rip Shadow Cartel." I think that was one of our first comments.
Yeah.
We were
and
like
then there
pretty
was
sad
around the
you
whole
know?
summit
It's
room. We were
not
like,
great.
"Yeah, fuck those guys, they're gone." No.
And the theory was that if you had, look, my theory is that if you have a de-escalating scale that comes out of Losec and goes out into the the true sec of nullsec, right? That by the time you get to say an R64 and a minus 1.0 system, all right, that moon is potentially less valuable than it would be if it was in downtown Newark.
Now,
if you got to fight the gangs in downtown Newark to get to that shit, you deserve more out of it, quite honestly, than hiding back out there.
That too. And that's that if you are living way out in the middle of podunk fucking nowhere, where it takes you like 15 jump freighter jumps to get to where you are. I mean, I'm not being anything realistic here, but you know what I'm saying? People are gonna say like, I should get the most valuable shit because it's a pain in the ass to fucking live out here.
Except that the threat is also way more than 15 jump freighter jumps to get to you. It is like, like 175,000 freaking gate jumps to like get out there to like try and raid your shit once in a while.
What about people in, say,
the
low-sec pockets in the middle of high-sec that literally no one with any...
Dude, I'm like...
Nobody lives
Matt
there.
Cannibal, I'm literally like, like 70 miles from Newark, New Jersey. Fuck that place. I won't even like, I don't even like going through there on the highway.
We're not talking about real Newark.
It's not Camden,
though.
It ain't Newark. Camden.
Damn.
Camden. So
Yeah,
here's the devil advocate side of this. So let's say if they do kind of balance out the moons and regions are balanced, so to speak, then you don't have to take 15 freighter jumps to move your stuff. You can manufacture it and mine it all in one region. So what do we do then?
And I don't think that will ever happen.
No, because I mean, Jita's always going to be
that,
the end
bring up
game.
with like the Mixalon issue with mining, and they say, why doesn't CCP make it so that Null is completely self-sufficient? And I honestly, I don't think it'll ever happen. They are pretty, I mean, they've made a lot of things to make it so that Null is more self-sufficient, but I don't think they're ever going to allow Null to legitimately, you can live here, you can mine everything you need, and you never have to leave. I don't think they'll ever do that. That's why,
It's
like,
good
people
for the
keep
game.
Yeah, I mean,
because it
that's
drives
why-
interaction. And that's
it
one of
does.
the
I
key
mean, people
things.
keep
That's one of the
talking about,
key
like-
things behind this change. It drives people to interact.
Yeah,
Does
like,
it?
right.
Okay.
Does it drive to interact, or does it drive to just people being bigger groups to do one more, really hard function?
Well, what's wrong
Well, it
with that? I
drives-
mean,
it
that's an
drives people to do
interaction,
more
right?
Functions as an organization.
If you have to get
Like-
to be like a bigger group, then you're interacting with more people. So that's essentially like a good change, right? I mean, you can still do your own thing with your small group of friends and shit. Like I think one of the biggest fallacies about big groups versus small groups is small groups are like, yeah, I don't want to have to do what all the big people tell me I want to do. Like, you don't fucking have to do that. Most big groups that exist, you can do your own little thing in your own pocket of space and like not have to do what everybody else
You think
says.
that you think that's going to be the same thing that, and I don't, and again, I don't want to go into like the massive groups, right? Because the Goons, the Imperium, they are like the global multinational in this kind of scenario, right? They have got so many people that they can pick from. They've got people out there that
That's true. We do like
They've got
globalism.
industrial wings. They've got military wings. They've got all that kind of stuff. There are so many other groups out there that are smaller, and their military wing also flies Hulks during the daytime. And
Shots.
I do not want to like see this compared to, well, what would the Goons do with this? Because it is a completely different fucking realm when you're talking about the level of organization that they have and what they have put together. They are the epitome of the big giant, we live and eat and shit in nullsec. Not
Maybe
that
it's just gonna make people have to up their game. I mean,
So-
look
At the end of the
look
day,
what
Well, they
Valve
are.
Block did.
They
I
are.
think-
Look at this. Jin
They
said
are,
already
but
talking about
they
how
are,
they made
but
their
from
game
a
better.
supply, but from a supply standpoint, okay, across all of New Eden out there, we need everybody to be able to like get on the freaking page of, the spice must flow.
Yeah, I don't think
So-
that's. I don't know. Like, I think that the CCP historically has always made changes based on the betterment of the overall player population, and not just what Goons would do with it. And I think we've proven that time and time again, because once Goons do something and they break that change that CCP has put so much thought into, then it definitely has negative consequences sometimes. But I think for the most part, they pretty much design the game based on what they think is best for all players, not just how Goonswarm's going to take it and break it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so if we can establish that the larger entities like the Imperium are going to work around this, right? Because they know how to collect taxes in advance, right?
Yeah, we're not going to be
It's not-
affected
yeah,
by
And
but
that.
that
it's not just
ledger,
Imperium.
they're good.
Jintan just said how they're gonna work around it. Would you consider Pravi Block the large entity?
Oh, sure. Probably
Yeah.
Block is going to figure out how to do their thing too. But
Everyone is going to figure out how to do something with this. It isn't something you can ignore. You're not going to just leave money on the table.
Right.
But
Yeah.
And that's
what
that'd
is
be
the
true
what
for
is the
PL
actual
and all those guys too.
Yeah.
What is the actual goal of the change? Do you guys think the actual goal?
I think
The
a lot of
aim
their
this, like real talk, the aim of this goal is probably to stop people from fucking whining constantly about how people make passive ISK in nullsec.
well, it's addressing the top-down income. I mean, it was always like one of the biggest things in Dominion solved, the biggest complaints along with power projection, but went right along with it was top-down income, because you had alliances that could generate all this ISK, and then they could like fucking fund super pilots. They could fund super capital construction, which all led to like all these big forces
They can
creating
fund
their like
yachts and
yeah,
shit.
they could get anything, and so they had these apex forces that could roam around and just stomp on all the little guys in Eve, like Brave, which arguably we kind of deserved it.
Apex forces have never
but,
gone for
like-
top-down income.
But that
But
can't
that
be
was
the
all
goal, and
funded.
I'll
That was
tell
all
you why. That
funded
can't
by
be the
top-down
intent.
income.
Because
so the
we've
change
already
addresses that.
established here. Sorry.
No, I'm fine. I'm done. I was just saying it addresses that change.
I think another
We,
aspect
it
of
doesn't
too, was
address
the
that at
fact
all
like,
because we've already established here that this isn't going to affect big groups like Goonswarm, right? They can create a taxation system with the ledger,
This is
and
Mal'Kanis'
they can
It,
law
collect all
laid
that.
out
it
fully.
still is going to affect larger groups, so you are going to have to scale back your operations to space that you can actively defend and control, which is good. It's
Well,
leaving more pockets for small
I
entities
think
to
you'd see a
actually do
scale
things.
back in SRP and Goons and Imperium.
Yeah, but
it's
we'd
not-
have to like we'd actually have to
No,
have
it's
some
not-
fights
it's
for
not
that.
that,
guys.
20% of your income is moons. I doubt that
Yeah.
highly, but
yeah, not to mention the fact that like right now, I mean, if you want to look at any major entity, including Imperium, it's like you can basically moon harvest any moon within the realm of your capital, super capital fleet, which is not the same as you can moon mine any moon that you have enough people to mine.
And I wanted to give a shout out to Anonymous. You know what? Fuck it. I just did a shot. I'm gonna do another shot. I want to give a shout out to a fucking Anonymous for listening in tonight. And motherfucker, you were always invited to come on here and speak from the goon perspective and all that kind of shit. You know,
Yeah,
because,
Anonymous a
you
fucking
know.
gentleman.
No, I know, but you know, it's like, god damn, come on. It's like tomorrow morning, okay, when we have this freaking. And by the way, if there are people that weren't here earlier, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1500 UTC, on Talking in Stations, on this very network, INN, the Imperium News Network, we will be talking with CCP Fozzie to get the fucking real answers, not this fucking, like, you know, like crazy shit we do on fucking drugs here. But you know who I wanted to have on as a guest member? Kearns from freaking Goons, okay? But apparently he's like not into that shit or whatever. I wanted some fucking high level thinking like that, you know, besides like the really intense questions that I have for fucking Fozzie tomorrow, like why is your hair so short and shit. But however, Anonymous
asking the hard ones.
Exactly. What's your favorite type of ice cream, bro? Okay. Anonymous is a CSM member that I would love to have had on this show, you know, or even on tomorrow. Quite honestly, you know, whatever. Anyways, just throwing it out there. Look, I'm doing a shot for you, Anonymous. Love you. And Grab.
I also gotta say,
Rick.
like, props to CCP, props to CCP Fozzie for coming on the show too. I know that he gets a lot of shit in the community, and I think everybody kind of throws something at him every now and then. But it's really big of him to come on the show and be with you guys.
I'm going to throw this out there that Matterall has earned back what was lost by the Kickstarter. It wasn't the Kickstarter. It was other shit.
Did he lose anything
Matterall
with the
has
Kickstarter?
earned back CCP representation upon the Imperium News Network.
Yeah, he has. I mean, we lost all of our connection for a little while, and he's really built that bridge back. So good job.
Yeah, exactly. So we can't build a wall around Matterall just because he's Mexican, but whatever.
Wow.
Piggyback on Matterall. I think he's done an outstanding job with the CSM interviews. So with that, though, remember CSM voting ends Sunday.
Oh shit,
Sunday
that's right. That's right. And we should give that a shout out. Look, if you have not voted by now, chances are you don't actually listen to this fucking show because we've been pimping the fact that you should fucking vote for the CSM.
Or they're just really thinking over their decisions.
Actually, Dirk, a shitload of people only vote on the last day.
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot of people.
It's kind of weird like that. You know how it happens. So like, you know, get out
there.
there.
Vote
for somebody who
people
fucking
last
matters.
day.
The
People
first and last
wait
day
till
are
like
usually the
April.
two highest days.
And this is exactly why. I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't vote for the judge because he didn't come on tonight. However, the other two,
he was supposed to be here. Jared, what happened?
Jintan and what the fuck
Sullen
is his name?
Decimus.
Maximus Decimus.
Meridian.
Sullen
Maximus
Decimus.
Aurelius
The Bastion
Maximus.
guy. The guy from Bastion.
Yeah.
See, when people like hear this in podcasts, it totally sounds different than when they like see me smirking while I say it on camera.
So unbutton an extra button on your shirt so you can.
GigX right now is like literally out there listening to this, but he's just like DMing Judge, going, "Dude, can you wake the fuck up? Can you come on and represent?"
You're assuming that GigX is watching this stream right now.
Number one, GigX is a huge fan of this show. Okay, he's a huge fan of this show.
Really?
He is. We've got an entire Serbian contingent of OpenComms listeners.
All 10 of them?
They're all
Doing
out there
shots.
playing the accordion and staring into.
However, there's 40 people from Kosovo who are looking for them. Anyways, okay. Jesus.
Oh my lord.
Overall, because you know what, we're at the 10:20 mark right now, which means that we kind of need to begin to wrap up. 10:20, blaze it.
Well, we haven't even covered the reaction.
6 months ago.
Changes.
10:20
reaction changes.
420 blaze it.
That's the part I'm excited about, honestly. The reaction changes.
Why are you excited about something that is going to take no skill at all?
No, there's a new
Because
skill.
It specifically is going to take a special skill that they said they're adding.
Well,
So
no,
it is going
here's
to
the
take a
thing.
skill.
Nobody
It
cares
never
about
took
skills
skill
that they
before,
add
it was
because
like-
we now have SP buyback.
No,
My
it never.
spreadsheets.
It doesn't matter that it took a skill or not. I'm saying, like, before, reactions were awful because it was a pain in the ass to set them up, And once they were set up, but going and like collecting the stuff, like here's the pain in the ass. It's like you can't just go to the silo, pick your stuff. You had to go to the silo, turn the silo off, pick the stuff up, turn the silo back on. You had to do that every and if you went through all the things and forgot to turn a silo back on, you fucked your whole weeks of reactions.
Yes.
Yes.
And so those were big pains in the asses, and now they're going to be doing it just like the research and the manufacturing UI, which is going to be so fucking nice. And here's the other great thing for people that just
it's gonna be
want
so
to do
nice. I just right click, build shit.
Who cares how easy it is? I care how easy it is because it's actually going to be easy instead of a pain in the fucking ass.
It's a quality of life
When you
because I
say
did
quality
reactions.
of life, when you sit there and say quality of life, honestly,
Love
quality
when
of life
Jintan
for like
yells.
reacting shit,
Because
or
it,
quality
like,
of life for
rumbles through his
getting
mic,
out there and
so he
picking
gets
up Moon Dew.
quieter.
It was
Like, the
hellaciously
louder
hard to
Jin
do.
yells, the quieter he gets.
Moon mining didn't take
Sounds
any
like
I'm
you
gonna
want
tell you
to
right now,
blast off in his
drunken
face, like, with
setting
an
up a
echo.
pause was
that-
fun.
Yes,
Like,
that
can
was
I
easy.
do
Well,
this?
yeah, but
Can I do this
here-
fucked up?
Here's the thing, Moon mining wasn't any different than setting up reactions. It was just different clicks, but it was still, it was just an unnecessary number of clicks that were not important. They
No,
were pointless
the big
clicks,
thing
having
was
offline and
dragging
online
shit to the
things
right
just to take
fucking
stuff
level.
out.
Here's a question I've got for you guys, right? So now we're making moon mining like asteroid mining, and now we're making reactions just like building things.
Which it should have been in the first place.
Are we making too many things the same, so now you don't have new and interesting different things to do in the game?
You try to imply
No,
that
I
fucking
don't
moon
think- no,
reactions were
reactions are
fun and
fucking
interesting gameplay for the
Well,
masses. Because
the
it's
thing is,
so
like,
fucking raw.
No, the only
Reactions
people
are the worst
reactions
things
in their
ever.
current
They are.
form
We
currently
know
have
this.
a fucking leather like strap around their neck right now, and they're just
Yeah,
like choking themselves out, going, "Oh God, I miss fucking
Hey,
reactions."
they might like
Reactions-
that actually.
reactions
That's
were
some
not-
people's bag. man.
Reactions were like
Don't
a
knock
mini,
it till you
they
try
were
it.
the first mini game ever in Eve.
Well, yeah, but the thing with the reactions, like, reactions were not fun because they were different. And like, by making them the same as research and production is not going to take away anything from the game. What it's going to do is make a lot of people go, thank fucking God
I was gonna
it's
say
not a pain in the ass to do these things anymore.
the only good thing about reactions was that first time you did it and you got everything working, you were just like, "Ah,
Hold on.
it's
No,
working."
It was like an
you know,
hallelujah
the
moment
the
the
first
first time I
thing
got
about
my
fucking
reaction going.
Reactions was when you,
You
took
didn't know
your
it until
20
an hour
billion
later,
ifs
and you're
worth of
like
fucking
shits in the
reactions,
you're like
and you
shits in the
sold
silo.
them.
Yeah, go Jin-Chan,
The-
go, keep going.
That was the only good thing about reactions was you made a shitload of money doing it because no one else fucking wanted to do it.
Right,
Because
right,
it was cancerous.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Now
no,
here-
that's not true because
I-
every
I'd rather
goddamn
sign a fucking
motherfucker out
password
there
to that
had
do that anymore.
40 goddamn chains rolling. I had 100 chains rolling. I had 200 chains rolling. I mean,
But
like
here-
they had pauses all over goddamn creation.
Yeah, but here's the thing that makes me a little excited is for the people that have moons all over the place because they were mining the materials from the moons and so they had to have those there. Now that if you're one of those guys like what I was doing was like I only do reactions. I import everything and then react the stuff and then export it. I don't mine anything off the moons.
Nope. Any piece of
And
shit
so-
can do that now.
Well, I know.
Yeah, but
so
that's
now,
gonna,
but,
yeah, but it's gonna be
no.
worthwhile.
well, hold on.
No,
Here's the great.
it's not
Wait,
going to be
wait, wait,
worthwhile
let me
because
finish.
it can all happen
Let me-
out of one place.
Right,
Let it-
that's what I was gonna say. So now you can just put a shitload of refineries, however many you need to do whatever reactions, on one moon. So you don't have to go moon to moon to moon, swapping out your
It doesn't
reaction
have to be
materials. So
on
now
a
you
fucking
can
moon. It
just
just
localize
has
it.
to be in
Well,
one of
that's
these
not
goddamn
true.
refineries.
Because the new skill is going to be on the order of, as I understand it, like PI. You can only run 5 or 6 of your reactions per player, right?
Who knows? They haven't announced that.
Yeah,
have
they
they?
haven't even told us the numbers there. But at the end of the
I
day,
don't
Well,
think
they
it's
did
built
say
in.
a
you'll
new
have
skill in
parallel
the
arrays.
blog. They said a new skill in the blog that affected the number of reactions you could do.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be
Right.
1 per level. They can make it 2 per level. They can
Well,
make it
right,
three.
Well,
right. So
yeah.
it's like you're gonna probably have a limited amount that you can do in each refinery. So you might have to put up multiple refineries, but you can have them all localized. So you go and you take a trip out to your refinery cluster, and get
Did they
all
say
of your
anything about
reaction
limiting
stuff
for
done in one
refineries?
stop.
I thought
instead
it was
of-
a per character limit, not
Yeah,
a
I
per
think I think they
refinery.
said
I
it's
totally
a
missed
Oh,
the
per
trash
camera.
can on that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like
okay.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll up like 20 fucking reactions characters with PI in the same system. I'm just gonna
Right,
log
that's what I'm
on
saying,
like once a month, just to say, yep, make 200,000 synaptic fibers, yep, for like 20 characters, do it in an evening.
Yeah, you just
and
a
make myself
corporate,
like 20
office,
million
just
ifs,
trade everything
and
you
just
need.
fucking
Right.
go outside and bathe in my money like a
Well,
fucking-
and
be
that's
like, I'm
nice
gonna
is
be
like
like
You can have all those guys in the same system and everything in the same system, and that way you don't have to be hopping around in a jump freighter or a Rorqual or whatever it is, picking up all your pos shit.
Hey,
So you're reducing
Ray,
risk,
1026,
right? And
Have we given
interaction.
away your last skin?
In a way,
Have we given away
but
the last bit of skin you have on you?
I have 2 more skins to give out, and I can always
2 more
get
skins.
more.
Oh shit!
Alright,
You know what? Then we should
Rain,
roll
stop
one up.
selling
Rain,
your
roll
skin.
it up.
Alright, I'll roll it up, but before I do, it reduces
just hit the
risk, but
button
in a
while
way,
you're talking.
You don't have to turn on your
Click
red
the
light.
button, Drayden.
in a way, it
Why don't you just
increases
click?
risk.
Just click, bro.
Holy fuck! Click. Okay.
You're never
the
Hit the
Dark
button, hit the
Cloud
button,
won.
hit the button.
You're never gonna
Jesus.
get worded.
Let me.
Dark
I had one
Clouds,
sentence
the
to
Dark
say. I
Clouds,
had one.
Didn't he already?
But I'm saying, like, it increases risk because now you're having all your eggs in one basket, possibly. So if someone wants to fuck up your entire operation, they kill that one refinery instead of them having to kill every single POS you own.
You just intercept her around where you need to go. You don't have to put them all together.
You know what
Are
we
you
don't know about
interceptors?
this entire scheme.
Fucking interceptors.
You know, and this is kind of messed up because we have not heard the words that. What does Zenuria think about this? And I know that I should have invited him tonight, but like, he has to have like thoughts on this, right? I mean, like he has to like
Why
what
would he have-
matters
why
to
would he have
him
a lot of
regarding
thoughts on it?
moon mining
Why?
and reactions and shit like that.
Why would he have a lot of thoughts on it?
Hey, Dirk, move to the left. There's a trapdoor right there.
You see, there's actually a shocking thing in this CSM where if you don't know about something, you're okay with saying, "I don't know about this. I will leave this to people who understand it better."
I would
Yes,
be
I
entirely
actually think
impressed
that
if you
during-
guys.
Zenuria is really hip to the whole psychological thing, you know, of
Yes,
Eve,
but I think
you know,
yeah, but
and-
like Jintan said it
Is he,
exactly.
though?
Like if you don't know about it, you're probably not going to speak up about it. Like, and Zenuria got called out on something. Someone was like, "Zenuria, shut up," and he's just like, "Okay, I'm out," because he knew that the topic was
You
not.
sure it wasn't
It's so
Zenuria?
bad. You
Shut
shouldn't
the
just
fuck
be able
up.
to shout people down. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
wrong.
we
No,
don't.
it-
We
No,
shout
we
down
don't
when
shut.
he's being
We don't
like,
shut people down.
Oh,
but
shut
it
the
was
fuck
like,
up, Dirk.
No, we told him straight up like this is you're wrong and this isn't this and you're wrong about that assumption. He was like, okay, I'm out then.
Who
and
who
he shut
won
up.
that last skin?
Darker
"Hopeless Nora,
Clouds?
that'd be dank."
Yeah, it was Darker Clouds. Yeah.
But we need his in-game name, Dirk. Like, stop trying to force this.
I
Oh my
asked
God,
for it.
I'm always trying to force
Dirk,
shit. You know,
Dirk,
it's like
just
an
let it
anus
happen.
doesn't open the way
Dirk.
you want it to.
Dirk,
Just
you just
let it
gotta
happen. Oh, sorry.
No, you got it. You got it. You said it.
I was on top of that.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I mean, like,
that was
there
a
was
big
other
shot.
things too. Like, when it came to
You have to
balancing
ask
and
consent,
shit.
Dirk.
Did I miss shots? Let's do them again.
No, I just did one. It was like really big, huge.
Oh fuck! I didn't
what
do a
you
shot.
said.
Hold on! I gotta get a shot now. I'm doing it. I'm doing a
I just
shot
did
out
a
of
fucking
my.
healthcare shot. I gotta be honest.
I'm doing a shot out of my
It's okay. I'll
NASA
have you-
space rocket shot glass.
The
NASA
AHCA.
space rocket. Oh my! How many? That looks
How many
like it has
shots? He's got a
testicles,
shot
bro.
glass collection on his desk right now.
Yes,
That
I
looks
said I
like
was
it
gonna
has
do a
no
different shot
shaft,
glass
but it
for
is
every
like all
shot.
base and balls.
Yeah. I said I was gonna do a different shot glass for every shot.
Still
So I
haven't
think
heard
the-
from Darker
Why are you
Clouds.
gonna make it complicated?
What's the overall view here? I mean, like, look, I understand when people sat there and said that Aerith was reasonably positive about the about the changes regarding moon mining and whatnot. I totally motherfucking understand why he was, because they are totally set up for it in a way that like a lot of organizations out there aren't. And if you go back to this whole theory of the Imperium and or goons, trying to pull the whole self-sufficiency thing where other people are not as capable as they are from that, I understand why. But what do all of the rest of you, except for Sullen, who is like, tangentially related to all this shit, think about the changes they're making here, what that's going to do to the T2 market? Is there any... And one of the questions I have tomorrow for Fozzie is, look, was this, somehow either related to... We drew a bunch of artwork that we wanted to, like, see a piece of crust fly out, and then we decided how we were going to, like,
That was
build the
stolen
mechanics
from
around
Dead
it.
Space, okay? They tried it in Dead Space and they had zombies, and now we're gonna get that in Eve. We already had the zombie part, now we just need a reason for it.
Excuse me.
Or-
I
or-
think you'll
or-
find that
or-
necromorphs. Come on, don't be space.
I don't even know what
racist
my
against
fucking
them.
word was.
Dirk, did
Necromorphs
you-
is just like a Latin word for zombie, okay?
Wait, Dirk, did you just say you came in chat?
What?
Ben's
I did
thing
not
is in
just
chat.
come in chat.
No, I said. Oh, of course you didn't.
Chat's now
I said-
pregnant.
I said, did you see who did?
Chat is so splattered.
Oh my god.
No, Ben's
Well, who-
big is in chat.
Shut the fuck
So-
up.
Yeah, Ben's
Yep.
big one. He said it's been a long time since I've seen Dirk
Oh
puke
my
online. More
god,
shots.
fucking Benz.
Oh,
I'm gonna
he's-
quit Eve.
he's
I'm just
alive.
gonna quit Eve right now because I've been waiting for him to come back. I had to lay it off. Benz. Oh my god, Benz. Hey Benz, if you're listening right now, BC died. I just want to throw
Yes,
that out there.
that's true.
Like it's like in a fucking aside, as a fucking main topic. I mean, whatever. Benz, miss you, bro. Miss you so big. Anyways, moon
So,
mining.
so Dirk, you were asking like smaller groups, right? And
Avalon, my man.
Avalon's awesome.
He
And I've got a
he
group,
really is,
right?
except he doesn't drink, so you know what? It's like he's sober. I can't talk to him right now.
He's our designated chatter.
Exactly. We need a designated chatter. Be like, I'm here
Drayden,
to
did
translate
you
for
redraw
Dirk.
the skin?
Avalon, fucking jump in and translate for
Oh.
Dirk.
We need to get a fucking designated conversation driver, so you
I
don't
know,
fucking
right?
pull us off track every 20
Porkbutt
minutes.
can't win. Redraw.
Okay, that's the second time it's drawn.
Porkbutt can't win because, like, even if
Fucking
he
rigged.
won, what would he do with it? Honestly,
Hold on, I'm just gonna unselect Porkbutt. Now he's just not eligible to win.
can I win? I want to win. I want to win so
Nope,
bad.
I'm taking
me,
you
I'm
I
not
have
off. I'm
never
taking
won
you off.
anything where we were giving something away.
Anyway, Dirk, you wanted to ask how like the rest of us felt about
Solid
it.
can't win either.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking
I
about.
literally was like, I'm just gonna deselect everyone on the show, and I must have missed him.
You think you don't even
Did I
know
tell
what
Ben's
my
big
real
that
name?
Ben's
You don't
big
know what
died?
my
No,
Twitch
no,
name is.
BC died.
He typoed it, Dirk. He says BC, I mean. Oh my
I'm
god,
sorry.
it's Jebby!
Jimmy!
Wait, didn't he already win something? Aquinas already
No,
won
it doesn't
one.
matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if
Drayden,
you
keep
won something
rolling.
before.
Roll again! You're a shit
rolling.
roller.
What?
Okay, okay,
somebody
I'll
win?
give it
I'm
to Roden.
shitty at clicking a random number.
Drayden, you need to be like a porn director right now. Just keep
Roden
rolling.
won.
Jesus
Keep
Christ,
rolling.
you
More
keep laying
rigged.
down
Just
the
keep
face
rolling.
shot, Drayden. We'll get to a winner.
There we
I
go.
just want to
Roden.
give skins away, and Drayden's just like cock
Well,
blocking.
God
wanna
damn
give
it,
one
we're
to
gonna
Roden?
roll it until we
Could
find
you lay a
winner.
foreskin on a winner?
I don't have foreskin. I'm circumcised,
Everybody has
bro.
foreskin. It's just whether or
Oh
not
my
it's like,
God.
like out in front or retracted.
No, mine's
Wow.
Drayden, please retract.
Did
that
somebody win?
Oh my god.
cut. Roden won.
Gosh.
Dude, once his
Roden-
dick's out there,
Roden
once his dick status is out there, he can't take it back.
Hold on.
It's
Roden
just, it's,
can't win this and also win a CSM election. So like we have to like take this away from him so that like he still has a chance at a CSM.
Or we could give it to him and he can retract himself from the.
Could
you
you
see, now
imagine?
people are going to be
I
trying
don't
to
thi- I
find
don't think
out
it's
something.
possible.
Now
I-
people are going to be
Roll
checking to
again,
make sure you're not
Drayden.
lying. You
Yeah.
This
can
might be a
transparent.
console. Oh no, we can't pull it back from Roden. Roden may be like, "Fuck yeah, give me a
Aquatronics.
skin." I know I'm not getting that shit.
Wait, hold on. Aquinas Protocol did not win before. Aquatronics was who I was
Oh
thinking
my
of.
god. So we
How
fucking-
motherfucking
okay,
hard is it to
Aquanet.
give away
Wow,
a
you're so
skin?
bad.
No,
I
hold on,
give
we're
away
gonna
skin
revert
all
back to
night long.
Aquatronic. We're gonna revert
I'm
back
sure
to
you do
Aquinas
give away
Protocol
skin,
because
Dirk.
he is a legitimate new winner.
Doot doot, all aboard the struggle bus.
Yeah.
Holy shit! What kind of goddamn fucking
wanna give
drone
away
regions
skins
shit are we
from
running?
Drayden.
in
I
here?
Talk
just
about his
hey, it's
dick.
not my fault it picks. Okay, okay, no. It's still Jesus
All right,
Christ.
did you get a name that like means something to you now?
Okay, they want to re-roll. I'm just rolling again. Okay, here's a new one. Mogadishuan.
No, we're not giving something to somebody named Mogadishu.
Mogadishuan, Dirk.
Mogadishu.
Whatever,
wins.
same goddamn difference. We're not giving it to the fucking skinnies
Mogadishuan.
running technicals.
No, it's got the one on the end. It's more Mexican. You can give it away.
Oh, we have someone asking what a CSM election
I
is.
I
Is it
know. I
wrong?
see that too, and I'm just
Alright.
like, ah. How
Talk
do
about
I
it,
get
boys.
into this
You know what,
stuff?
Talk
CSM
about
With free updates,
CSM, like,
seasonal
what
events,
do you guys like?
community
11, 12,
challenges,
13?
as well as an all-new
We're 11.
PvP mode.
Not the.
You're so
PvP
bad.
will be
You
a
guys
free
are like
update
fucking
for all Ghost
fucking
Recon
horrendous.
Wildlands owners,
Yeah.
Like,
offering
none of it
tactical
fun.
class-based
There's been no
4v4
shit
team
talk
combat
between
that will
Sullen
put your
and
skills to
fucking
the
Jen.
test.
That means the two of them are gay fucking lovers, okay?
With the season
Um,
pass, you'll get 2
Zion
expansions
has
that
not
introduce
chimed in and
entirely
said
new
how the fucking
experiences
That's
judge
not
is
even
the goddamn
exciting. That's
tonight.
just boring.
with a friend in co-op.
Jay, what time is it?
Everyone knows it's just
In the first expansion, Narco
And
Road,
Zeduri
you'll
is
go
just
undercover
like
to gain the
yeah,
trust of
everybody's
3 new
psychological
gangs
problem.
and bring
He's
down
fucking
their
lame.
leaders from within. Live the narco life as you take on these fast-paced missions with all new vehicles.
That might actually like make Ben big. And go,
The
"Oh,
second
shit, VC
expansion is
died?
Fallen
But wait,
Ghosts.
Zeduri
After your
is on
chopper
the
is shot
CSM?
down during an
What the
evacuation
fuck?
mission, your squad will be forced to
What
adapt
is this
as
for?
they're
Wait,
tracked
how the
down by an
Hold on,
elite
people are
group
saying
of
there's a
ruthless
commercial
mercenaries.
playing. Why is there a commercial
You
playing?
need ads.
Oh, fucking.
The Ghost
Well,
Recon
yeah, yeah,
Wildlands
Adblocker, but
Season
still, like,
Pass
geez,
comes packed with
fucking-
extra
I thought you were
content
supposed
and
to
perks,
Yeah,
Disney
do you
including
guys
commercials,
even
like
internet
Ghost
out
packs.
there?
Well, no, hold
Yo,
on. If
don't,
you're,
exclusive
Dirk,
vehicle.
think about all the dank money.
Fucking
you gotta,
Pittsburgh.
and more.
We
Wait, no,
just
no,
made
hold on, though.
182
The
fucking
fuck are you
commercials.
talking
Hey, it's
about?
going on comms.
it's coming through on oh, Pork Butt.
What are you doing?
He's
Are you
playing
watching
some-
porn while we're fucking streaming?
No,
and
he's
they
playing
have ad block
Jeez.
Ghost
commercials?
Recon. They said they have the audio, so he's playing Ghost Recon, and the sound's coming through the
Oh
screen.
shit! I was just looking at the thing on Facebook.
Oh,
Wow.
Facebook.
You know what? You know what, guys?
Right now.
Or
Thank-
oh my
Thank
god.
he wasn't watching porn. That's all
Somebody's
I'm
white
gonna
girl
say.
wasted.
This is
Okay, Jay, I'll have you know.
this is what
Fucking
happens
triggered.
when all of a sudden you just start hearing.
I'm
porn
seriously
videos.
triggered right now.
Wasted, okay?
Hey
Fucking
man,
Alright,
triggered.
hold on.
it could have been way worse.
Yeah,
Just saying.
Mogadishwan hasn't got back to me.
Alternatively, it could have been way
Beachwan?
better.
Mogadishwan.
I could have made it better.
Cause he's
He's not
from fucking
responding to
Mogadishu.
me. Can you
Like,
Make it
respond?
Mogadishu.
We are
Can you
not rolling
Great
redraw?
again.
skinnies on this
Traded.
shit. I'm sorry.
Alright,
can
I'll
never
redraw.
make
Good
Mogadishu
God.
great.
Here it goes.
It's just a shithole of a fucking just.
Oh my god,
Very
Mogadishu is
obliterated.
literally one step down from Kabul. Relax.
Hey, look, it's Greybeard.
I was just
No,
getting
he's in
hype over all the new Wildlands content. Sorry.
Are we giving out ABC
Is
skins
there
or
new
what?
content?
Also, Nosy, 100 afterburners on the damnation is not really a thing because that's gonna go about as fast as a fucking slug with a rocket trapped to the back of it.
I do want to throw something out
That would
here,
actually
like,
probably
kind of,
be
you know,
pretty
kind of
fast,
late
a
in the
slug
show.
with a
Kind of late
rocket.
in the. I do want to throw something out here, kind of late in the show. Look, I do believe that, you know, that this whole moon mining thing is the epitome of Mal'Canis's law. Okay, that whatever you freaking do to help whoever the fuck it is they were trying to help with this, this only helps the biggest of the biggest. It does not help the rest of of Eve necessarily. I really wonder if the underlying theory
Okay.
here is we
Dirk,
want Tech 2
You know what? I'm gonna
to
ask
be
you
more
something right now.
expensive.
Hold on. I want to ask you something. What?
You can't ask me a question while I'm in the middle
You
of
don't
a
ask
Oh,
him.
well,
yeah,
You
that's
don't
what
ask
I
him
will.
if you
I
want to
will.
ask
Whoa,
him a
whoa,
question.
whoa,
You just
whoa,
ask him a
Grayscale was
question.
the best
You
Hold
can't
on,
ask me a
hold on.
question that throws me off.
All
One at
right,
a
sorry.
time.
Go ahead. Finish your thing. I'll ask after.
No,
Now you've
now
monologue
you've
off.
ruined
Good
it.
job.
Now you've ruined it. I just came and I was like shooting short.
I just came.
What'd you do, Dirk?
I just came. Cool. Dirk Licker.
No, you're saying like this only benefits the big entities. Here's the biggest problem. What improvement can they ever make in the game that doesn't benefit larger entities more than it does smaller ones? Because larger entities can almost always
Nothing,
adjust.
and that's the entire failure of Mal'Canis's law
Fonzie soft,
across everything.
Aegis
Okay,
soft.
that's why Mal'Canis's law is bullshit. Because every literal thing that they do in this game will always play out to the well-organized, higher-staffed bunch of players in this game. I mean, it's just the way that it fucking is.
It's not about numbers at the end of the day, though. It is purely about like your ability to impose and plan things. Like,
I was
if
gonna
you're-
say I think organization has a lot to do more with
yeah,
It does.
organization is way more
numbers.
important. Leadership
Oh, hold on.
also.
And by the time you get to those level of numbers, look, unless you're fucking brave, where you just can't pull your shit together, okay?
Damn.
What? I'm sorry, but
Savage.
Throwing out that shade, boy.
Damn.
it's not throwing out any fucking
Fucking
shade.
dark,
It's just like,
man.
look, there's a bunch of goddamn people that can get like a bunch of minions
Those
together,
are
but they
real
can't
people
organize
on
them
the
and
other
shit.
end of those computer screens, Dirk.
Don't lie.
I know they
it's
are.
fucking
I know
bots.
they are. And
That's
they're good
terrible.
people. They're good
Look at
people.
you.
They are. They're good
Just
people.
look at
Dirk,
you.
you saying that Dunk is not acceptable as a leader, I'm ashamed of you. Dunk is a wonderful man.
Dunk's a beautiful man.
Did you see what Dunk did?
Sarcasm
piece
you
of
guys
wood-
everywhere.
Dunk had a $400 piece of wood that he failed to measure appropriately because he did not have the organizational measurement stuff behind him.
Wherewithal.
And he
Fortitude.
fucked that entire shit up.
ruler.
So right now, Dunk is negative $400 in the hole for that piece of wood because he cut it
Or
short.
Dunk.
Well,
See,
I
and now
think-
you're
I think
ragging
what we're
on
learning
him.
here
He
today
already
is just don't
feels
cut your
bad,
wood,
and
kids.
now you
I know
just
he
made him
feels
feel
bad,
worse.
but don't put your shit out on Twitter if you don't want other people to sit there and go, "Hey, your shit's on Twitter."
Look at the state of you right now, Dirk.
You're a fucking
I'm not
hot
at maximum overdurk. I have not reached for that fucking sweet, sweet fucking cinnamon bottle of goddamn whiskey.
Christ.
Don't do that.
No, it's so good because it cleanses
That
the palate.
sweet demon nectar.
If you do a fireball shot, I'll do a.
You know what I need? No, fuck the fireball shot. You know what I need? I need like a fucking turkey and gravy and mashed potatoes shot. That would be fucking
Jesus.
Oh my
outstanding.
God.
So you're hungry.
Like,
so you're
is what
saying you
saying.
need a
Liquefied
fucking heart
turkey.
I
attack.
really do need some fucking flavor right
Like-
now. I gotta be honest.
Oh man,
You know, I can like
you
hold
just
off
shoot
for
your
that.
dinner.
That would be
Dude,
fucking
just
great.
straight
If you had
line that
fucking
shit.
alcoholic, like fucking flavor,
What?
but like
yeah, why
turkey,
aren't they
mashed
just
potatoes,
like?
gravy, and stuffing. Oh, if you had like Thanksgiving shots, how fucking cool would that be?
Just-
Dirk, I think you're
Christ,
missing a
Dirk.
trick. You want to have it in separate shots, so you can have like a full
Well-
3-course dinner
Yeah,
in
No,
like
no,
3 shots.
I want that like
They do
if I
shit like
run
that.
my
That's a good
fork
turkey.
through it and pick it all up.
Yeah.
and
One of those like
Yeah, yeah,
gastro
well,
pubs or something.
That would be
No,
actually
no,
pretty
no,
awesome
Dirk.
if like you go to bars for Thanksgiving. They serve you your Thanksgiving dinner at the bar. Just a
fucking
tray of
Commander
shots.
Ray's
You
is
have-
reminding me of the Nuggets.
Because
could
I,
have,
I'm,
like-
not-
No.
I'm a
Commander Ray's,
loner,
I'm gonna
like,
tell you right
and
now,
I
I
have
am
no
not a
family,
big fan
so
of
I'd rather
fucking
go to a
McDonald's
bar.
fucking chicken McNuggets. However, that night when we were out in the middle of motherfucking nowhere, goddamn Pennsylvania fucking hills, okay, they were the best deep fried fucking food I could
It
find.
was
and
literally
they were,
like the Donner
blue
party
covered.
out there for him.
You could have like cranberry sauce Jello shots.
Oh, dude! So you have like a turkey shot, a potato shot, and
No,
you finish out
and
with a
then
cranberry
you
shot.
dip it into
boy.
cranberry sauce.
Dirk would get the nuggets shots.
No, you need that midnight diner buffet shot menu is what you
Midnight Nuggets.
There was no fucking diner out there. Remember that fucking shithole that we had to go to that was like down in a goddamn basement?
Yeah, we're
with,
going
like,
to a
12
different
seats
place this year
and
for
like
breakfast.
6. I don't. When you say we're going to a different place, there's that place and there's fucking Dunkin' Donuts, and I am totally willing to go.
No,
to
no,
get
there
a
was a
fucking
couple
like
others.
bacon, egg, and cheese, but whatever.
There's a couple others. We'll get it worked out.
I think you don't understand the joy that is a midnight kebab, though. That is superb.
Did
That
you
is
guys
the
just do a
best.
shot?
What is
I
this
did.
one?
That's
Come
the
on.
joy of
I
people's
was thinking
food.
about
Fuck it. You know what? I'm gonna throw this shit out there right now to Sullen Decimus because he is a good-looking motherfucking CSM, and there should always be a good-looking CSM.
Are you
right?
judging
Not wearing
CSM
a
based on their
mask.
looks and not what they
I think
do
he
to the
kind of
main
looks like a
character?
Yes,
Russian.
yes, I am willing to fucking patriarch all over his forehead.
Well, no, he's looking good with the V-neck, the V-neck
so
with no
bad.
undershirt. It's
Oh
I want that
god,
on a
I'm
shirt.
gonna go wash my
Look at him!
forehead
Look,
now
look at him!
after
He's
that
2
comment.
fucking buttons down. You know, he's like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I can break this shit open for this.
yeah.
I gotta wash my headphones after that comment.
He's gonna fucking flex like a male stripper and just pop it all off. Just watch.
This is what's outstanding about fucking open comms. It's like, you know what? We have people on here, and you know what? Next week we're gonna have nobody. Next week we're gonna have nobody. But this
Because
week,
it's gonna be. Oh wait, never mind. I thought next week was Fan Fest.
Permission to
I was gonna
Fan-
get
no.
really
on the
excited.
stream.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's the week
Oh,
before FanFest,
no,
right?
no, next week.
I'll be around next week.
31st.
Yeah, the
it
week
is the
before
30th.
He's talking about
Sorry,
the
I
week
was doing
after.
adding right. The
You're
week
thinking
after
of,
that,
like-
though.
you're-
The
yeah,
week
you're thinking
after
of, like,
next week. The week after next week, and I don't give a shit what's going on in some
Nobody's gonna be
fucking
here.
like shady ass island in the North fucking Atlantic.
He's
that
so
Russia
saucy.
actually
Listen to how
owns
saucy
down.
he is right now.
Serious
About
shade.
this.
Jesus.
Dude,
Don't
I
get
think
saucy
they're
with
gonna
me,
be
Dirk.
fucking
2
laughing.
weeks.
They're gonna be fucking
2 weeks
laughing
from
this
tonight.
week,
2
right?
weeks from tonight is the Tito's 20th anniversary.
2 weeks from tonight is when
2
Dirk
weeks.
gets
It's also
so fucking
FanFest,
salty.
Dirk McGurk.
Nobody gives a shit about FanFest. They're not
Yes, we do,
announcing
sir.
shit out there.
You're gonna
Have you
fucking
seen
Do you
the
hear?
vlog?
I'm
Fine,
gonna
we'll have to
fucking
log
make
Listen
in
fun
from
to
some
of you at, like,
hotel
4
room
a.m.
drunk
in
as
Iceland.
shit.
Yo, Rain,
Yeah.
I'll totally do it. Let's get.
This is what Dirk sounds
Wait,
We
like when
will.
he's
Me
triggered.
and Jintan will dial in, Dirk.
Yes.
And
we'll
yes,
do this.
we'll
That
dial
will
in.
be
We'll
outstanding.
dial in
I would
too.
love for you
I'll
guys
be
to
with
be
you
there.
dialing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But
we're
I
we
will
gonna be
saw,
dialing
we
in.
saw, we saw the front up thing. I'm gonna tell you right now. I know people who are going to FanFest. A lot
I
of
do know people.
let me throw this out there. A lot of people are saying, I'm going to FanFest, and I've seen their schedule, and I'm worried about, you know what? Not a lot of shit is going on.
There's a ton of shit going on, Dirk. Just because
know-
the
do you know what's gonna
Thursday's
be going
light
on in
doesn't mean
Iceland,
shit.
Dirk?
Wait,
I'm
wait,
not
wait.
even
Just like
talking
it
about
always
null
goes
sec
on in
guys or
Iceland.
fucking high sec guys. Like,
I mean,
there's
regardless,
not
the
a lot
stream
of
is gonna
shit
be
going
live
on.
as fuck, so I don't care.
Dirk, it doesn't fucking matter. If you go to FanFest for anything other than getting fucking hammered with other Eve nerds, you're wrong.
Yeah, you're dumb dumb.
That's terrible. That's fucking terrible.
You're
I
terrible.
mean, look, that's
I
Vegas.
fucking get
That's Vegas. I'm not gonna like not front that for Vegas, but for fucking FanFest, you should be coming to the like thing and like bending down on your fucking knee and like throwing like arms
Can I just
out to the fucking like hill. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Their dev blog said Hellmar. Hellmar. Hell Mar. Okay.
Nice spelling. It's definitely not an I in there.
I know. They don't even know who their
I know,
fucking
right?
CEO is these days. That's how fucked up shit is.
If you're going
That's
to
how
drink with a
fucked
bunch
your
It
of
brain
literally
nerds,
said Hellmar, by the way. I'm not making that shit up.
Nigga, you
If
just
you're
need
gonna-
some fucking. You need to get hooked on phonics, boy.
if you're going to get drunk with a bunch
Hell
of
and
nerds,
hell
go
are
to
two
Vegas.
totally different motherfucking places for Vikings.
I'm gonna have to make that just be like a sound clip somewhere.
However, I wish everybody who is going to the 6 months after Vegas fucking party out in this fucking like volcanic isle
Fest?
a fucking good time. All right, but it's not Vegas. Vegas is totally the motherfucking shit. It is the shit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Zaniznit.
Hey, Jintan,
Random
are you gonna
flags?
be able to come out check out Vegas this year?
I
that?
can't
Sweet.
come this year, unfortunately. I've got to save holiday for other things.
Come
but I
on,
will be coming
Jim.
in 2018.
Come on.
No.
No, I'll be coming next year.
Even
Terrible.
fucking Fuzzy Steve comes. This is how Fuzzy Steve.
Fuzzy
keeps
Steve
getting
makes it
elected.
out there.
All right,
You're
this is how he
terrible.
keeps getting elected. He comes to
20
eat
fucking
Vegas.
years older than me. He has actual money.
Age doesn't matter, Jin.
Yeah,
Age is only a
I'm
It's just
not
a
trying to
number.
put the
Over
age on
21.
shit.
Just wanna
Sometimes
point
age
out-
matters.
CCV Avalon said that you pronounced it right there, Dirk.
Hellmar.
I have literally no idea which word I pronounced right.
Helmar. Helmar.
Helmar.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Helmar.
It is Helmar.
Is there phlegm in it?
However, in the
If there was
dev
phlegm in it, it
blog,
would be
in
Jewish,
the
come
dev
on.
blog, they pronounce it Hell, Hell Mar.
Well, yeah, he's saying that his
They
name is
spelled it
CCP
that
Hellmar, but it's Hilmar, but it's Hellmar.
So
That might be fine. Do not spell it.
It's more of an
This
E
is
sound.
not about freaking get hooked on phonics. This is about
cultural
spelling.
appropriation.
Hooked on Icelandic phonics.
Hooked on Dirk.
Nobody wants to get hooked on their fucking phonics. Believe me.
Dirk Onyx.
Their shit
there
is
we
like
go.
messed up.
Maximum over dark.
Nope, not yet.
Oh man, why is E's log
You know what?
muted?
I'll do it for you.
Hold
just
on.
like
Unban Jebby. Also, Jaden, do another draw. Hero Knight's calling for
Alright.
one. I have
Oh,
a
shit,
to give away.
we totally have this shit to give away.
Why don't you just
We've
give
got
us-
11
See.
minutes.
We-
11 minutes,
Excuse me,
ladies
I'm
and
swiping
gentlemen.
It
Ladies
might
and
take
gentlemen.
11 minutes for me to
Mr.
draw a
Patriarch.
legit name.
I've drank way too much of this vodka
Draggy.
tonight.
Drake,
You said patriarchy. I'm
All right.
triggered.
I'm only going
Why
to
is-
drink this
what is-
Triggered.
for my friends out there who want me to have fresh breath.
Okay,
Yo, the chat is talking
Dirk,
about
Dirk,
who's
put
shorter.
that down.
What-
Stop
what are you
chugging
doing?
That Dirk, put that down.
Rumplemans
Dirk.
or what
Well,
are we
Dirk,
doing?
Dirk,
Dirk.
Dirk.
Dirk, put that down.
Fuck, it's like chewing
Dirk.
a pack of
Yes.
Dentine, baby.
Uh,
This shit is
Jesus.
fucking like honestly, is it not the best motherfucking
well, yeah, but
shit?
hey,
Dirk,
but when
put
you
it
chew
down.
dentine, you don't just chew one piece. You always chew two, right?
No, you chew the fucking pack and you just
Yeah.
like
Dirk,
roll
you
it
got
in.
it, man.
Well, then, yeah,
Keep on
that's-
going.
Is that the fireball?
All right,
I
did you
tell
get his
you
in-game
what.
name, Dre?
It is.
I tell you
hold
what,
on,
this year
I
I will
gotta-
come to Vegas this year if I don't get picked to do in the AT. I think I probably have a holiday to do it then.
Jen, are you gonna get picked?
message-
Are
Oh,
you gonna
that was
apply
so
to
bad.
do the AT?
You fucking bet I am. I didn't get that
Fuck
pink
yeah.
hat for nothing,
Dude, it's gonna be so much fun.
dude. I hope so. At the end of the day, I don't think I'm top of the list, but fuck it, I'll take it. You know.
Yeah.
Yee.
It's that insider bullshit.
Oh my god, my fucking beer just spilled all over my fucking like.
That sounds like what happens.
high end,
Drink it, Dirk.
out of my.
Soak it up. Just slurp it up.
My
Make sure you
high-end
have
headphones-
content
Just
whilst you
start
do that.
sucking on it, Dirk.
My
Just suck
well,
on
hold
it.
on. My keyboard. Wait.
You're such a hot
I
mess,
gotta
man.
capture this shit. This shit is like right at the fucking border. Oh my god, I'm so trumping you.
Put the
with
wall
tissue.
up. Put the wall up.
Dirk, you fucking you've crossed the line now. You're
How have
spilling
we been doing
booze.
shots all night and Dirk's the most drunk? Like, I've been drinking since 3 hours ago and I'm less drunk than Dirk.
I seriously question them.
Because he keeps
I
saying
put-
he keeps
I
sneaking
put up a
shots at when
bounty
we're not
wall.
like.
I
He
put
keeps
up a
sneaking a
bounty
shot at
wall
me,
and it's
catching him
not
on
stopping
screen
it.
every
I
now
gotta
and
be
then.
honest. Like this shit is still coming through.
I've just been sobering up this entire night. I'm feeling way
So
better
you're
now.
saying the wall is ineffective?
I'm saying that when you build a bounty wall, you will not actually stop the things that you think are coming across.
So why are we building it?
Well,
I
he's,
thought you
he's
swallowed.
building
I
his
thought
out
you-
of
Because
bounty.
because we promised it, Drayden. We promised it.
Well, couldn't you just tilt the keyboard so that gravity would take its toll?
No, but I have keyboards on top of keyboards and like.
What the fuck? Do you have more than one keyboard?
He's got
He's building a
bangers for the
keyboard
moment.
wall.
I've got my show
I initially
keyboard.
built a
I've got my
keyboard wall,
Ghost
and then,
Recon
like, That
keyboard.
shit got fucked up. I
I've
blame
got
this
my
on
Division
Matterall.
keyboard.
I want to know if Pork Butts is watching porn now. Look at him.
Yeah, I
Hey,
know.
Oh,
Pork
if he
butt.
was, I'm
Yeah,
sure
the best
we-
part is
Everyone
we got
would
those
hear it.
glasses on.
Dude,
We
that's-
can see
Yeah,
with the
everyone
fucking
would-
glasses.
Everyone
Pork
would hear
butt.
it. Like, I'm
Zoom
sure
in and
chat would have
hands.
exploded about.
We get it. Glasses are a reflective surface.
Pork butt,
No,
you're
you don't
a
even
great
need that.
guy, man. I loved you to death when I was in Karma Fleet.
You can still
Oh
love
my
to death
god,
now.
What's his
fucking
name?
Karma.
Karma.
Suck his
Reddit is
dick,
not a
Jesus.
community.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
So wait, was there anything related to Eve we were still talking about? Because we keep.
We spent an hour and a half on moon mining. Actually, it was surprising that we
On
stayed on
Eve?
Eve that long. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't end up in rampant
And then we
alcoholism
started
until
yelling
I
an hour
do
and a
want
half
to say
in.
this. I do want to say this.
Drayden, who do I
It
give the
is
skin to?
basically almost 11 p.m.
hold on,
Eastern
I
time.
sent him a thing.
10
Hold on,
hours
let me
from
see
now.
if he
10
replied.
hours from now, we have a legitimate.
He has not
tune in
replied yet.
for it. Fucking interview
Roll
with
another?
CCP Fozzie
Yeah, roll
regarding a number of these topics tonight. We're going to surprise CSM members. We're going to surprise a number of people. Fozzie told us, look, the CSM does not know shit that I'm going to tell you tomorrow.
Oh really?
That
Is that what he said?
honestly, that wouldn't
He
surprise
said
me.
that. He said that.
Wow, that's funny.
And
Hey,
we
man,
gave him
is
Is he
extra
gonna
credit for that.
nod
We gave him extra
effectively
credit
when he
for
says
it.
it?
Did you offer him many more trips in like the fucking Imperium News Network bull pit that you have?
I
Yeah.
I actually have a picture of me with Fozzie in
Is there
the
a ball?
background, like back when Eve Vegas had a real pub crawl, and I'm not going to show that because I want to come into tomorrow's debate like sober
As a respectable human being.
and
It's a debate
you know,
now.
respecting what it is he has to say, and not
You gotta do
accusing
that
him
in
of being
10
the
hours.
spawn of grayscale or anything like that.
You're already having to slow down so that you don't slur. You're still gonna be fucked in 10 hours.
Look, dude, just because my family came over here when the Queen said, "You know what? No!"
So basically, what you're saying is
How
that
are you
I'm
drunker
totally-
than me and Drayden? You're
What?
like a fucking old white girl. Like, what the fuck?
Old
Because
white
right
girl.
now, because
Wait,
right
you
now
mean
I'm
that-
trying to like mop up
You're
the fucking
both
beer
white
I just
girl
spilled
wasted, so
over
I don't
all
know
my
what's going on.
shit.
Dirk, you chugged Fireball and then spilled it all over your fucking desk. And
No,
I'm
it's not the
over
fucking
here
Fireball.
being
It's not the
fucking
Fireball.
stupid
No,
and
if
shit,
Dirk was
freaking
like an old
Jameson
white girl,
That
I'd
shit
fuck
is
with him
sticky
in
like
the night.
shit on your forehead. Okay, this is not Fireball. This is just fucking beer I spilt.
Dirk,
And
you need to gain some composure with your fucking drunken shit. Did you just throw that on
It's
the
Friday
floor?
night. Shouldn't you be out at like Stars or
I
was
wanna-
it the
what-
station
what
night
is
club?
it? What is an old white girl like, Rain? I don't know.
yeah,
So
old white
it's,
girls
not,
are
it's not like
nasty.
a 19-year-old like freshman in college white girl. It's like a I'm 35 and I'm still partying with 19-year-old freshmen and college girls. That's what Dirk's
I gotta
acting
be honest.
like right
I gotta be
now.
honest. My wife could fucking hang with that shit, like you know.
Yeah,
oh.
because your wife's awesome. She
No,
can
no,
bring
no,
you
she
under the
is.
goddamn
She is.
Oh my
table.
God.
And I was just, and I played myself off as I'm just the guy giving her a ride home. Okay. However, she would totally fucking hang with that. Like,
Giving
you know,
her a ride.
But whatever. All right.
I would say I've been in
do
a
we have
party
any
with
shout
like
outs?
19-year-old
We
white
should give
girls.
some shout outs. You know, we never do this
Can
anymore.
I do a shout out?
The
Have
last-
you given out?
Sorry.
Have you given out every last
did.
part
I've
of
given
clitoris
all the
skin that you
skins
want to
out,
like throw out
but
there?
I'm gonna
The
give a
last
shout
time I
out
was at a-
to. Yeah, I gave it to Manic Velocity. Manic Velocity won the last one, but I'm gonna do
You
a
gi-
shout out to the.
Manic Velocity won a fucking skin?
Yo, he's been in our chat, fucking supporting
I know
us,
he's
Dirk.
been in there all night fucking long, but how does he win a skin?
Because
Like
he's
they
fucking
give him
chatty.
a
Wait,
skin
wait.
for free
Was he
for being Manic
supporting
Velocity.
or was he just silently judging? Do you even know?
Maybe a bit of both, Jay.
Wait, I totally want to hear Rain express her opinion on whatever she Phil's fuck dork is.
Totally don't give a fuck what you want to hear, bro.
Wait, her opinion
So,
on
I'm not
my
asking your goddamn
opinion is,
opinion.
there are awesome IGC skins in the Orem store, so you should go buy those to support the community.
Are they
Because
so
they-
good?
and
Are they
they
so good because people
With
are
hair
dying
clips.
from a
They-
fucking
they
plague
look
in
fucking
Kayanoka?
No, that's part of FanFest, Dirk, but they look
The
really
plague-
fucking good, and they're only
Do we
limited
even
edition.
care about the people that are dying? Because
They're NPCs,
Donald
Dirk,
Trump
of
is
course
not
they're
given
there.
enough health care to like
Kayanoka?
save the people
they're
from
not
plague.
people. They're not people. You don't
But
know
before
them.
we
They're
get
not
too,
people.
Soylent
We should
Green
be
is
throwing.
before we get too
We
into
should be
the
throwing
lore,
thermal cruise missiles
there
down
is
on them and
the-
burning the plague out.
There is the Even T Championship Major Finals this weekend at 1900 over on Even T's channel, Eve_NT_TV.
Are
And
wait, are
we are
you
going to
allowed
have
to
CCP
cross-advertise? What is this shit?
Yes, we
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah,
Fucking
Yeah,
so
no,
in
no,
this,
no.
we're
I'm
gonna
sorry.
have
The Batani will have
CCP
none of this.
Antiquarian
None of
as a
it.
co-host and
Wait.
CCP Larrikin as a commentator, so you all should watch that. And to even further support Imperium News Network, there is also going to be the Anger Games, which you can find on the Even T Arena website if you guys just so happen to want to check that out.
Literally
Because
nobody watches
Eve-
that.
You shut
And
the fuck up,
I'm
Dirk.
gonna
Why
be
would you
commentating
insult
on it
your
this
own
year.
community?
It's not my
All I'm gonna say is that's more words than Dirk can put together.
community.
Community. That's a long
Oh
word.
my God.
Community.
That's like
Dirk,
3
you're
syllables.
fucking laughing at words. You like me? You like how bad I was like 3 hours ago when I was high on the face.
Dude, 3 hours ago
Okay,
you're eating
those
mushy
are all
peas
my
and like
shout-outs,
napping
but
on your
you guys
face.
should definitely do those things that I said, whatever they were.
However, I took
I'd like to
10:57.
also
Shit,
give a
I
shout
can't
out
even throw it
to-
out there.
Yeah,
You know,
we
what?
got
Fuck
three-
it. Fuck
we
it.
got 3 minutes.
3 minutes. I want to give a shout out. You know, a shout out.
Shot.
This is not
Shout
a
out.
shout out.
Shout
I'm
out.
not some fucking homegirl. You want? I'm gonna throw a shot out to all the people fucking listening right now. You know what? Love you all. Honestly, we're not ready to kick off yet. Oh, 10:58. Yeah, we should actually burn this shit
Yeah,
down.
we should, yeah.
Wait, are you guys done at 11?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it depends.
Yeah,
It
someone
depends
up
on whether
after
or
us.
not fucking Drayden
Let's-
wants to like go
Let's
after
try
Drayden.
and actually keep it on fucking
No,
time.
well, I'm not streaming right now. It's Porkbot
But
hosting.
we are going to throw this out there.
But there's a
because,
guy after us,
you know
so
what?
we have to
shout
end it.
outs, everybody, Rain, fucking Drayden, fucking Pork Butt for goddamn being
Whoop,
a
whoop.
goddamn hero after he didn't fuck it up in the first few minutes of the show.
But he did
He
fuck
made
it up.
Pork Butt just made the rest of us look professional today, and that's all we care about.
Damn.
You know what? There's all
That
12
fucking
people in this
shit, you
game that
limey
can make
little
you look
fuck.
professional, and one of them is not Pork Butt.
Sorry.
However, I want to thank everybody out there in the fucking listening motherfucking audience. Drayden, you want to thank people? Do you? Do you really? No, you
Do I-
don't. Rain,
Do I
you wanna
really?
thank
No,
some people?
yeah, I don't.
I'd like to thank all the fellow streamers who are doing a stream fleet next week on March 31st at 2200. Come watch us all and even shoot us. TIA.
Sullen, you're on camera. You get to fucking throw a shout out out there. You want to be like, oh, I love you, Carneros.
No, I'm good.
I want to give a shout out to.
Jin, you want to be like Brexit? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. First of all, shout out to Article 50, best article, and also shout out to CCP Ghost. He knows why.
I'm gonna
CCP
give-
Ghost. Oh my god, are you trying to
Hold on,
totally
here
get
we
the
go.
other fucking podcasts out there to be like Ghost? What?
I'm gonna give a shout out to Aquinas Protocol for getting his name rolled 3 times and not winning a damn thing. And every time that we've re-rolled, he said, "No, roll it to someone else." After we've already decided, like, no, we're
Fuck
not
it,
gonna
we
give
have
it
to
to you
actually
anyway.
lay it off
We're
right
gonna
now, but if
roll
you
it.
want to go to fucking Drayden.com or like, I'm sorry, Twitch
No, I don't have the
//
bandwidth to host any
dot
streams, man. I have like
TV. What?
the bandwidth here is like I get like
Just
1.5
roll it.
megabits
Roll
down
it.
and
Let's see
half a
what
megabit
happens.
up.
Let's see what happens, bro.
Okay, we could try it, but I'm telling you, it's gonna be
We
choppy
may
as
actually
fuck.
fucking try.
Foxes
We may
who are
see what
U.S.
happens,
Marines
like,
armed
if,
with
like,
heavy
like a
artillery
fucking
guns
dirt
have
stream
arrived
can
in
like
Syria.
be rolled
The deployment
on
is
a
part of
If
a
I was
semi
them, I'm gonna
rolled.
mission
take
to
that shit
take
and just
back the
fucking
city of
close my
Raqqa.
We can try it. I'm
This is
telling you,
out.
it's gonna
Sullen,
be.
What does
Sullen,
this
I
mean
love you,
for the
People are
bro.
gonna be watching
I'm
this
gonna
before
kiss
I
your
go
fucking
all day.
chest
Once we
in
take
Vegas
back
this year.
Raqqa, which I'm
I
sure
know.
we'll do,
I'm gonna,
what do we
I'm
do
gonna,
next?
like, keep an eye
Filling
out
us
for you.
out
What's
a
going
way
on,
in,
dude?
Foxes
Yeah,
military
all right,
aircraft
all right,
with a
it's-
brand new book. You gotta
it's
go
eight.
get it.
It's eight. We gotta cut it. All right, it's
Gotta
8.
cut
We
it.
gotta cut it. Pork butt, cut it.